Welcome, everybody, to the Cinco Squad 2025 NBA Draft Live Show. My name is Mike DeSanto. With me is a panel of esteemed basketball aficionados, experts, getting all of their opinions. We have Cinco Squad's own Grandpa Jay. We have longtime friend of the show, guest, partner, and one of the best coaches and basketball players I've ever seen, Idris Taki. One half of the best Alabama fans in the nation. They're Herb and Raj. This is Herb. Raj, I believe, will be joining us in a little while. And of course, everybody's friend, the host of the Slickback Kickback Report, the host of all types of different things, Fonz Talks Jerseys. It's Fonz DeFalco. Okay, guys, how are we all doing?
Doing good.
I'm better since you called me an expert.
There you go. There you go. Right.
I don't have that much research now. Oh, geez. Now I gotta really amp it up here.
Am I the only one that's afraid to be like, this fucking sucks? Basketball's over.
Yo, right?
We're in the middle of it's too early to tell if any team's good in baseball. We're not even halfway there yet. Period of the fucking season. No, thank you. Can this go by as fast as possible? Can preseason get here? Come on. I used to love summer, by the way. I used to, until I became a swim coach in the United States, which apparently is like, will grind your bones out because summer's no longer an enjoyable period of your lifetime. So fuck summer for the rest of your life if this is your profession, pretty much. So not complaining, guys. Not complaining. It's summertime here in Florida. You know how it goes. Thunderstorms, the NBA draft, and everything Mary and Cherry in the middle of the year where we get to debate whether or not Cooper Flagg might be the generational player then Wemby needed to win a championship or not 3-4 years from now. Yeah. But more important is where the Rutgers boy is going to go. Is Trey Johnson going to live up to his billing? And so much more for us to talk about tonight. I don't know if you guys have a lowdown on some of these international players. Good luck pronouncing their name. You know, we'll butcher that all night long. Like you guys will if you try. But let's get started with basically you guys just kind of giving us your idea of what you thought of the NBA Finals before we get into this draft. Let's kind of put a cap on the season and tell me if it was what you guys expected. Is this the future of the NBA? Just go ahead and give me your opinion on this year's NBA Finals, and is this what we are going to kind of see for the next 5 to 10 years?
I guess I'll start. I mean, the Finals, I thoroughly did enjoy it. I think nowadays, because I see it every year, it feels like every year people say on Twitter or whatever, Mickey Mouse ring or like least fun finals to watch. My take for that is that if it's not your team, you're going to say that. But if you're just a regular basketball fan, I thoroughly did enjoy, and I like seeing these different teams in the finals with the Pacers, as much as I hate them now, again, no Knicks talk. I'm not going to do it, but it was good. It was good to see these two teams, play it out. Listen, I think SJ had a really good season. Everyone kind of keeps clowning on him, but he had a very good season. You can make an argument now he's one of the best under players, right? MVP, all-star, and then now, scoring champion and finals MVP, leading them to their first title now in the Oklahoma City era. But overall, I thought it was a really good finals. I know the Achilles injuries happened a lot in the playoffs, but that's just kind of what happens. Now we're seeing people talking about shortening the season and whatever too. I can't go on basketball Twitter after a game because it feels like it's never like a positive thing. It's always like, we got to shorten the season. Oh, this doesn't count. We got to have the Lakers and the high-end teams in the finals every single year. No, you want the league to grow. You want different teams to make it. And guys like Shea kind of building up their repertoire of one of the top guys, even with the Pacers, with Tyrese Halliburton too. So overall, I did enjoy it. I just hated seeing other people talk about, no, this finals boring, whatever too. That's just kind of my rant with that.
So I'm going to jump in real quick because the Dallas Mavericks pick is in. It has been announced. And guys, you won't believe this. It's Cooper Flagg, forward out of Duke.
Don't believe it.
I'm disappointed they didn't trade this pick. That's what I really wanted to see. Because why not at this point?
But what?
That would have been crazy.
Wait.
If you're gonna just continuously make bad decisions, I say just go all in. Hey, trade him back and pick up another center or something. That's what I wanted.
Good. Way too
what? Wait, hold on. Another center? They have two starting centers already.
Look, when you're prioritizing defense, when you're prioritizing defense, you can never have enough defenders. So
what you wanted them to send it to the T-Wolves for Rudy Gobert straight up?
I wanted them to get Giannis so they could have even less outside shooting.
Fair enough.
And nobody could
old school inside out. Throw it to the post. Move out.
I want 2000s basketball back. That's what I want back, baby.
Right. Yeah. Just big guys.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Perfect reference. Fonz will laugh hysterically at this. We want big, meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah. Shout out Biggie, man. Shout out Biggie.
The Mavs will average like 2 threes a game attempted. That's what they'll be next year.
See,
Kyrie still average to a quarter. He'll make sure of that. So.
Why does Cooper's like passing prowess highlight and his block highlight have to be against North Carolina? I get it, it's Duke, but like they played a bunch of other teams. They played a bunch of other teams though. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I feel hurt. I'm personally.
That's what you go with.
So, but yeah. So what? I apologize for interrupting, but Cooper Flagg, the surprise pick of the century, Cooper Flagg went to Dallas first overall. What else did you guys think of the finals overall?
I thought it was good. You know, obviously I wanted OKC to win. Not in that fashion, obviously, right? Going to Game 7 was great, and entertainment wise, right? Both those teams were high power for the most part, right? From when it comes to like the cities and, you know, the marketplace, you know, a lot of people had a lot of things to say, but I got to give credit to OKC, you know, them doing what they've been doing all year, you know, on both ends of the ball. And then, you know, I want to say they turned them over like 23, 24 times in that game. Right now, if Indiana takes care of the ball, maybe it's a different game. Right. And you got, you know, guard like I forget his name, but the guard that's been there for like forever. He turned the ball over a lot, and I feel like if that would have, you know, changed it, then at the end of the day, you know, OKC being the young group that they are, SGA being one of the players in the last 25 years that's gotten scores champion.
Mikey, you lost him?
Okay.
No.
I'm like, is it just me?
I thought it was
No,
I was like, oh no, not my internet.
And nobody else said anything, so I'm like, okay, just
Look,
me.
Mike knows my internet history. Where I'm like, oh no, not again, not again.
Yeah,
you're good now.
Yeah, we got you now, Dries.
My bad. But yeah, no, I was excited about it going into it. I didn't necessarily think that it was anything short of what I thought it was going to be honest.
Yeah, it just sucks. The one thing that really sucks, because I figured, I mean, we had OKC winning. I think all of us did. The Pacers showed a lot of fight. Sorry, Fonz. The Pacers showed a lot of fight. I know. Well, if as a Knicks fan, I have to know that you already didn't really like the Pacers, even though like you were young in the 90s, so it wasn't exactly the most threatening.
There was a couple players I liked growing up that like I didn't necessarily hate. Like I actually like Pascal Siakam. I mean, Halliburton. Listen, I hate that he got hurt.
Yeah,
I wasn't happy about it, but you know when he did the choking sign, you know, a couple of weeks ago,
he's
that
the new
bothers
Reggie
me.
Miller. He's the new Reggie Miller.
Yeah, okay, 0 rings. Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm going. You know what happens when you do this now.
I know.
I'm gonna start going into this whole thing.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate, Patrick Ewing.
It's fair. it's fair.
And believe me, I like the Knicks, and I wish they would have won, especially in '94, because even though I wasn't alive and we weren't alive yet, really would have liked to have capped off the summer of '94.
I was in college.
In college?
Baby kittens.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Herb, you at least have one fan out here. Big Mike from the Runnin' Wrestling Podcast.
Yes, what's up,
the real
Mike?
#1 draft pick is here. It's Herb.
Yeah.
I
This
mean,
is what happens when your family gets on the computer. I appreciate you.
I mean, of the 5 of us, I think we all know who gets drafted first overall.
Jamie. No offense to anyone else.
He's me.
Oh.
He said.
No, Mikey, wearing North Carolina cap doesn't give you any street cred on an NBA draft show. All right, so
it does.
Chill for a second.
Listen, this is the one year I can
close.
This is the one year I can confidently wear this hat and not have to talk about prospects because we have one prospect and UNC fans don't like him. So
I was going to say, does UNC even have anybody drafted? Because
they have Drake Powell, who on his way out
do not. So
well, you guys, I mean, that's a testament to your guys' program is that you were so good without having anybody that's going to the draft. But yes, we have one viable prospect. His name is Drake Powell. He was like the sixth man. And on his way out the door at UNC, all he did was trash Hubert Davis and the program for holding him back.
Nice.
So good riddance to bad rubbish.
Well,
That's what I have.
I'll tell you what I kind of liked about the finals that I'm seeing. The new landscape of the NBA is that young is not too young. I think that's cool. I think young coaches, young teams, they're proving that like we can do something and we can kind of change the narrative, which before is like have to have the old superstar, have to have this. There's this idea of what the team has to have. I think OKC and Indiana broke that. In fact, Indiana was the first team to have 8 players score over 200 points throughout a playoff in NBA history. So that shows you that balance can help you win. And OKC had numerous defensive records in Game 7. Chet, most blocks in a game. I think it was the most steals in a game since they became a stat back in 1974. And speaking of the 1970s, not the youngest, but second youngest team to win the NBA championship, too. The 1977 Portland Trail Blazers, which gives me a minute here, gentlemen, just to introduce the ghost of Bill Walton into this program. Just for a mere second to say, Shay, I was 25 when I did it. I'm still the greatest young player the NBA has ever seen. Let's get that right here. I'll smoke my doobie now and let you guys know.
Okay, so you brought it to the 70s. Let's bring it slightly back, I guess, to the 90s in a way. The San Antonio Spurs have made the second overall pick, and the first Rutgers domino has fallen. It is Dylan Harper.
Son of
Ron Harper.
Part of the great.
Yes. The great Chicago Bulls. Da Bulls, which is now the favorite team, which I love that we now live in a world where the Chicago Bulls are the favorite NBA team of the Pope.
Oh.
That's right. White Sox fan and
Bulls
fan.
Yes. By the way, speaking of
see what they do with this.
As a side note, speaking of the Pope and being a White Sox fan, did everybody see the footage of him from what was it, Game 5 or game? I can't remember which game.
Yeah, he's on a Motorola phone, like calling someone at the World Series.
At the World Series in the 9th inning on national television on Fox.
I love that.
They happened to pan the crowd and find the future Pope.
He was probably talking to his buddy about Jermaine Dye and Paul Konerko. Listen, those
name drops. Don't forget Joe Creedy.
I'll tell you what, I'm a fan of new Pope because apparently he's gonna have everybody walk around the city barefoot for one day so they feel what it's actually like to not have shoes. So I'm a big fan of that because hey, fuck shoes. Right? I'm a beach bum. So way to go, big guy. Keep it up. Make it a global thing. Everybody, no shoes work day. People are gonna show up to work with their crusty ass toes and get fired real quick. But back to the focal point here, guys. Yes. Dylan Harper all of a sudden leaps Ace Bailey for reasons that people didn't really understand here. Ace refusing to work out for teams. Idris, let's put you in Ace's shoes here, where you tell us why you might refuse to work out for teams, other than the fact that we fear that you may have.
Look at that face, like
I'll just say, other than the fact that you may have some sort of injury we don't know about, or are you fearing that your stock is going to drop because they realize maybe we didn't realize something here? I mean, what would stop you from doing that?
Look, first off, I'm not turning down workouts, and that's crazy to me. Unless you have so many and you're specific to your market, right? I don't know how many workouts he took, but to say that and correct me if I'm wrong, they were saying that they don't see him in this jersey. That's crazy to me.
Right.
Like if it's like, okay, style of basketball, coach, I didn't see any of that. So to say that I don't think he would look good in this jersey or like just that franchise is wild to me. I did do some diving. I want to say his representation is Sharif Cooper's dad, who went to Auburn, and he should have stayed in college, right? Like that whole thing was kind of mishandled in my opinion as well. Like if he would have stayed in college, maybe he's got a Sweet 16 berth, maybe he has a national championship, and he's not playing in Europe. So it could go both ways. I'm not gonna completely say they're making the wrong decision, but come on, man, like take a workout, see what it's gonna do, and keep all your options open.
Yeah. What I also don't get with this is like the teams that he's skipping. If he's trying to make his way to Washington, like I don't is that's where careers go to die. So like this doesn't, that's what trying to be a max player in 5 years and never make the playoffs. Like I don't understand this strategy.
Yeah, it's like the teams he's picking, like that he wants to work on and doesn't. Like it's like a weird, like it's if you were guaranteed like the number 1 pick, then I get you don't want to get workout for the team with the 5th pick. I get that. But like you're really not sure exactly where to go after say 2 because you could have made an argument he could have went 2. It was just like it's weird like he's picking like the Wizards but like not other teams though. It's
right.
I was like weird like was thrown off by it.
I look at 2 and 3 at San Antonio and Philly. Like those, either one of those landing spots has at least a future.
Right.
Man, Philly maybe shorter term and San Antonio longer term, but
yeah,
Washington. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe his boys. Hey, maybe his boy is Alex Starr, and we don't know. Maybe he's like, hey, I know something about that kid that y'all don't know that we don't know because we didn't see shit last season. So maybe
you take the workout and just say no,
right.
You know what would be interesting? It would be interesting to know if in a hypothetical like other universe where Cooper Flag doesn't exist, if this happens, because why wouldn't he want to go to Dallas? He had to know he had no chance to go to Dallas, but if he did have a chance to go to Dallas, like if Flag's not there, would you not absolutely take at least the Mavs workout and play your ass off? And
well, no, maybe Herb's destined Dallas trade the number 1 pick actually comes true if Flag is not a good thing. So.
Maybe. I mean, maybe right. Maybe they just don't love anyone enough.
Yeah. But I don't get it. There's a lot better opportunities for him. And like you said, you take the workout, even if you put through your representation, hey, I don't want to play here. At least publicly, you make yourself look better by taking all your workouts, and then people can discuss what they want. But
all right, so the pick's in for Philly, guys. Who would you take ace right now if you were Philly?
He refused to work out with them, right? He refused to work out with them?
As far as I know, he didn't do individual workouts with anybody.
Who?
He did no workouts?
Bailey.
He did not. I thought he did 1 or 2, but like, I don't think he.
I thought he skipped through the second through 4th teams. He skipped San Antonio, Philly, Charlotte. I knew that.
So
part.
Philly, he canceled the night before.
Right.
He was supposed to go on a Monday, and he canceled on Sunday night.
I think it's just like a bad look. I think especially if you're Philly, if you're trying to, have something because you have a little bit of like a window, somewhat of a window. Like you want to have a guy that contributes right away. I feel like that's already going to be a head case if you bring in Ace Bailey, especially after him being like, I'm not working out for you guys the night before. Yeah, it's like you wouldn't want to.
Yeah, that's a bad taste.
Yeah, imagine going in that veteran locker room with guys like Maxey. I don't know if Paul George is going to be there long term, but and then Joel Embiid, this guy just comes to be like, I didn't want to be here to begin with. And that's just it's going to cause friction in the locker room before preseason even starts.
Well, if they're looking to make a splash right now, that kid from France, Noah Sengwe, who's the top international prospect, 6'10", flies around the court, versatile, can shoot the 3, something the Sixers obviously need right now. So if they're going to make a splash and probably reach, I don't think he'd be a bad reach, but let's see what they do.
The pick is in. They have taken VJ Edgecombe, guard out of Baylor. Pair him up with Maxey. Is Maxey going to miss most of the year?
Yes.
With his knee?
Well, at least till close to the All-Star break, maybe till January if it's not.
Well, if he has Embiid's trainer, then yes, he'll miss most of the year.
Well, if he has Embiid's trainer, he's not going to know what's going on because he can't decide whether he's okay or on his deathbed.
Well, the thing is Embiid even going to play? I don't even know if he's injured or not, though. I mean, probably. I literally have no idea with him.
He always is so.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's a kind of.
By the way, Jay, this should specifically to you be one of your new favorite NBA players, as his national team is the Bahamas.
Nice.
What is it, Jay? Bahamian.
That now makes for 3 in the league if you count DeAndre Ayton, Buddy Hield. Now we have VJ Edgecombe. So maybe the Bahamas are trying to get a starting 5 here in the NBA, and we might. Did you
guys see? Speaking of which, did you guys see what the potential lineup is going to be for Jamaica at the next Olympics?
I did look at it, but I can't remember what it was.
Wild.
Why?
I did see that though.
Hold on.
Bubba. Basketball?
Yes.
So what are they doing? Like a great grandfather? Jamaican? You're about to tell me that Kyrie Irving's going to be the Jamaican starting point guard? What do we not know?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it right now.
Uncle Drew makes his first Olympic appearance for.
This guy looks a little bit like Kyrie Irving.
A little bit. Okay,
was Nembhard on there?
Nembhard's Canadian.
No, Nembhard's Canadian.
Okay,
but here, so
probably Jamaican.
The Thompson twins. There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're right now they're targeting, because of the Jamaican heritage, they're targeting Scotty Barnes, Isaiah Stewart, Devin Vassell, and the Thompson twins,
Oh, okay. So
along
Isaiah-
with Norman Powell, who
Flying
already
around the
plays.
court.
Isaiah Stewart's just gonna fight everybody, and I'm here
Yes.
for it.
By the way, I always have to bring this up whenever Isaiah Stewart enters the conversation. Do you know where he's from?
I actually looked this up a while back, Mike. He's from your area, right? Or he went
Yeah,
to didn't he
he's-
go to McQuaid? He went to McQuaid, right?
He
Or
went to
did he?
McQuaid.
Yeah.
He went to McQuaid. Yeah, he went to
That's
McQuaid in
just the way
Rochester.
Mike he asked in a very proud way. Do you know where he's from?
Do you know where he's from?
That's definitely an indication that probably a place where Mikey took a piss as a 6-year-old and Mikey couldn't get home in time. So, yeah.
No, that's Ernie Davis. Anyway,
The great.
there's
late
my Ernie
Davis.
Davis mention for the evening. Yeah, I mean, I think Edgecombe was the way to go. You get a
Yeah.
partner for, Tyrese Maxey whenever he comes back. I don't think the Sixers need to be in a rush right now. And like we said, you don't want to bring in a guy like Bailey, who has a bit of a bad taste in his mouth. Probably.
Well,
to the
they
organization.
listed him as a number 2 shooting guard prospect of the draft, Trey Johnson being 1. So I think it's more they're looking for somebody who could be a reliable scorer. So if Maxey
Right.
is having an off night, Maxey can be a creator as well.
Correct.
Better off the ball. So I think they need someone who's a natural scorer. I would have thought that Trey Johnson's a more natural scorer after some very, very slim pickings comparisons to Kevin Durant in terms of the impact as a freshman, but possibly not as his impact as a pro.
Yeah.
Moving and transitioning into the NBA. So I'm surprised. I might have gone with Trey Johnson.
I think Edgecombe's just considered to have like a higher ceiling than Johnson.
Mhm.
Johnson might be more NBA ready this second,
Yeah.
but
And
Edgecombe,
probably a
I
little
think-
bit of a more of a combo guard too, as well. I think they
Yeah.
wanted that
Yeah.
point guard aspects too.
Well,
Now,
yeah,
I
'cause-
like. I'm going to be way more partial to the SEC guys, so I'm with you on Trey Johnson, having seen
Oh,
him more.
and whoever don't get us wrong, whoever gets Trey Johnson is going to get a very good player.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I don't know. See, I don't know where he's going to go now. Because, okay, so we got Charlotte on the clock. I mean, they could take him. They could take Trey Johnson. if
Charlotte needs everybody. Let's just be
Charlotte
real.
does need
Charlotte
everybody, and they might be
Yeah.
They
trading
can take a
LaMelo
shot in
Ball.
the dark and get it right, right?
Yeah.
If
They
you're
would still get it
Charlotte,
wrong though. They're going to get some dude who's not going to come over for 3 years or something stupid like that. That's
Yep.
a Charlotte thing to do.
there's this German kid. He was only projected to go in the late second round, but we really like him. So
You know,
He's a year away from being a year away.
he's a
Yes.
year away from me. We
I
can
like that.
stash him. Why are you stashing? You don't have a team to begin with.
The stash,
Don't stash him.
the G
Um,
League stash.
So yeah, the Hornets are a dumpster fire. We know that.
They've
But,
been a dumpster fire.
they have been so
have,
bad.
man.
At this point, do you just trade LaMelo Ball before he gets hurt again and try to capitalize on the value, or like?
I think
was
the
thinking he's
only
out of
person that the ticket puller for them is like at least 5,000 fans want to see him play. Take him out, and 9 fans show up for a game. Now, you
Yeah,
have
the
to have
thing is-
some of these people want to come watch. And
The
he's still
problem
young enough
is-
for you to still use him as bait in a couple of years. But you're right, the injury thing is a concern.
That's the thing, though. Like, I don't like even this past season, he missed a lot of time. The year before that, he missed a lot. I don't know did he ever play a full or close to a full healthy season?
I think
Australia?
Because even his rookie season, he was having. I think that might have been the most games he played.
Maybe
that
the
his
All
rookie
Star
year.
season he had, what was that, 21?
That's probably what it was then. Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
say Hold
That's
on,
like, yeah,
hold
that's your only piece you
Yeah, so
have
you
that like
got
you get ticket sales. and
Second
him
year,
coming in.
75 games.
Yeah, that's the
Mhm.
most he's played is 75 games. But other than that, it's been 51 his first year, 36, 22, and then 47 last year.
I mean,
3 straight years. Oh, that's tough. The thing is like that's the problem. His value is going down every time he plays like half a season.
And like, and he's
Right.
and like he's a good player. Like when healthy, he's
When he-
like a top. You could say he's like a top guard in the East, right? If he's
Yeah.
fully healthy
Oh,
or
100%.
one of,
Yeah.
But that's the
Definitely in
thing.
terms of talent. In terms of
Yeah.
talent, he is.
Talent wise, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I-
just weird with Charlotte. I think that's just what it is with Charlotte. Like you get these
Yeah.
guys, they just don't, they're good, but then they just flame out or something with
Yeah.
injuries.
I feel like with him, it's kind of like the Zion thing. They would love to trade him at some point, but they have the fear of what if he gets healthy and plays
Yeah.
one good season? And we
Really
look
put-
like
right,
idiots?
You're like
exactly.
he's right there. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be healthy.
You know
but
what I
right
mean?
there.
So they don't
So-
want to do it, and they keep him, and he gets 47 games. I'm like, oh, crap.
So to emphasize how good he's been, they're showing his stats right now from this past year. albeit again limited to 47 games, he averaged about 26 points and 7 assists.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
so
almost
like
5
that's an
rebounds,
all-star. That's an all-star.
Well, and then not to mention Brandon Miller averaged 21, 5, and almost 4 last season. And that just goes into the wastebasket because, like, well, you're playing for a team that nobody cares about.
Nobody cares.
Those are really good numbers, right?
Yeah.
So
well, he also got hurt though, too, though. So
he
that's
did get hurt, but really
I-
not to knock on your boy here, but it doesn't seem like that's even moving the needle for that team. You figure a guy who can get
Oh, it's
20
not.
almost
Yeah.
I
5
think
and
it's
5.
more. I think it's also on management too, because like you have those two guys, granted injuries, but you're not bringing in these guys that can kind of mold with them too. Like when was like the I can't think of the last time the Hornets made like a top tier signing. Like that's their guy. Like we got a guy signing.
Al
Like
Jefferson.
Kemba
Yeah.
Walker.
Kemba, I'm saying like from
That's a
free
draft
agency. They didn't draft.
Agency, yeah.
Al Did I hear Al Jefferson? No, that made
Al
me happy.
Jefferson.
Who didn't?
Al
That made me
Look,
happy.
Come on, who
That
did not sign Al Jefferson?
Listen, Mike, in my jersey collection, one I have to get is an Al Jefferson Hornets jersey. I
You
just
do.
I
No,
would
no,
do
no, no,
whatever I
no,
can
no.
to get one. 'cause
No,
it's
you
just-
know what'd be better to get like one of those quilts where you get a piece of every jersey. It's like, oh, this is Al Jefferson's NBA career, and a freaking
Oh, listen, Al
Yeah.
Jefferson, man.
The Hornets
It's
have
not-
made their pick. The Hornets have made the pick, gentlemen. The number 4 overall pick is Duke's Con Knipple.
wow, that's a reach. I didn't think he was
Okay.
going.
He was supposed to. I mean, he was supposed to go top 7.
The
Yeah,
heck was
so
that?
he would have been a much better fit in New Orleans because that's exactly what they need.
No, 100%.
Mm.
But I
That's a-
mean,
A typical Hornets pick being like, "What the hell is this?" Like,
also he
Just
played in
pick
North
another guy.
Carolina. He's gonna stay home.
that's
Somebody's
what-
buying
no,
tickets.
I feel like that's what the Hornets do. They just draft local guys. That's probably what, or they want to go for the local guys.
That's
They're
the
focused
best
on
bet.
ticket sales.
That's the
ticket
best
sale
bet.
draft.
If we gonna do anything, we know we'll be all right over here. You know, we'll hit.
All
these
right,
numbers.
cool.
Yeah, at least
All the-
Duke fans will come to our
all
game.
the, I was gonna say all the Duke fans will show up to the games now. Oh, later in the draft. Breaking news: Hornets trade back into first round. Take Drake Powell from the University of North Carolina.
Get every Duke player.
Hey,
man.
but-
Every Duke
but-
player.
Speaking of Duke here, and I will not do this for longer than 1 minute. Congrats to Duke for having 3 of the last 6 number 1 picks, right? You had Zion in 19, you had Banchero in 22. So it seems like every 3 years, Duke is having a number 1 19-year-old as 19-year-old as the number 1 overall pick. So, you know, Duke's kind of made that transition to where they're kind of flexing their muscle now. And we know that the predecessor to the great Coach Krzyzewski has come in and done his thing, you know, admirably, because everybody kind of had Duke as a potential favorite to win the national championship. But hey, good for them. They're obviously producing. The guys that are coming in aren't just big names that, you know, that talk and walking the walk. It's not just the talk. And I kind of see Banchero as maybe the breakout player in Orlando as a breakout team. And we could talk about that when they get there, because who the hell is left in the East in their way other than New York at this point? I think everybody's going to say Cleveland. I think Cleveland's always destined to lose in the playoffs like the Pacers were like in the 90s. So if the Knicks are the only path of resistance, this might be one of those weird years like when Dwight Howard got in. If Banchero has like a huge all-star breakout, it may be like an Orlando. Who knows if OKC gets back or some other random team from the West. But that's up for debate there. I think the East is wide open. So let's see what some of
The Knicks need a coach first, man. Like I was like,
Nobody want to coach in New York, bro.
They
Because all they
gonna
want to
hire too. Who the Knicks about to hire?
they're talking about. Actually, it's funny. I think they're talking about bringing in the Hornets coach, the current right now. I think
I
it's
saw that,
I forgot James
Borrego or something.
Borrego,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's I'll say with the Thibodeau firing, I got it at the time because like
Yeah.
he gets you to the playoffs but doesn't get you over the hump. And I
Yeah.
thought, all right, if they're gonna fire him, they have to have an idea of who they're bringing in, right?
That's
And
what
then
I thought.
a couple of days later, I'm like, all right, somebody. And then I heard the decline. We're not doing it. I'm like, all right, maybe we should have kept Thibodeau for one more year or
Hey,
something.
don't lie, right? You know the old heads were like, well, fucking Patino's right around the corner. It's fucking
I
Rick
know.
Pitino.
I was like,
coming
you
back
know,
to the NBA.
that,
Give
in the
me
back of
fucking
mind, I'm like,
Ricky,
we're
please.
gonna somehow get Patino in this, and I don't know how I feel about this too.
Well,
We
it's not like he made terrible decisions the last time he was an NBA coach, right?
No, this is a great guy, Patino.
Yep.
great guy, Patino.
Yeah.
Boy,
Remember,
Yeah.
remember. So he was with the Celtics, and remember when he traded that like lesser known point guard prospect, wasn't going to be anything, you know, Chauncey Billups.
yeah. That was it.
I mean, that kid from Colorado that was garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, never won anything, right?
Nah.
Nah.
Let me ask you this. Do you think a different coach, same exact roster, get you to the NBA Finals?
For the Knicks?
Yes.
I think so, because the one gripe with Thibodeau was that he was very old school minded and wasn't open to changes.
Yeah.
I think he did make a change later in the conference finals, but it was too late.
Yeah.
He needed to do it by beginning of the conference finals, maybe game 2 to kind of get an idea. But I think he needed a change to kind of get some different rotations here, because doing the 7-man rotation after a while was like not working because nothing was clicking. And then I really lost it when he started campaign in the second half of one of the games. We didn't play at all in the first half. And I don't mind campaign, but I'm like, you can't start a guy who didn't play at all in the first half and then take him out for like 4 minutes in.
You
So
could blame Bridges for that shit, because he's the only player in NBA history I was like, Coach, please take me out the game. I don't want to play in the playoffs. Can you please sub me for like 5 minutes?
When you have like everybody saying you have to make some sort of a lineup tweak here, and then he's not doing it. Yeah, I think I really do think if we made the changes a couple of games beforehand, I think we would have been in the NBA Finals. I do believe that, but it's just that's why I was okay with the firing with him, because he just
that's the
wasn't
problem
open
with
to change.
coaching in New York. You succumb to the pressure, or you don't. Right.
Well, but I don't think he succumbed to the pressure. He was who he always was.
He was always like that. He always was like.
He always runs them in the ground. You know, it's been like that forever.
And I gave him a pass last year because I'm like, all right, we have nobody. Everybody was hurt. I'm like, all right, fine. You got to do a 6-man because literally everybody was hurt. So I'm like, all right, we'll bring him back, and then we now a fully healthy roster. And then outside of a Towns knee thing that he's ended up still playing, everyone was fully healthy. You still ran the 7-man rotations that wasn't really working.
Yeah,
which is not how that team was built to be played. They went out and got depth pieces specifically to play, and they just didn't play.
Yeah, that was the
that's the problem. He doesn't play them during the regular season, so he can't trust them during the playoffs. I read a good article about the Thunder coach in a regular January game, just trying out different lineups. You know, just when he had his whole team healthy, he's like, I just want to know what this lineup looks like. Thibodeau never does that.
The Knicks had 4 solid rookies who I think could have contributed, but again, he doesn't play any of them. I would have wanted to see that. You bring back Precious Achiuwa, which I was like, all right, then this is a good depth piece for the big man spot. By November, he stopped playing him for no reason. Like there was no reason why he just stopped playing, and then came into the playoffs and then just didn't look good because he didn't play consistent minutes beforehand. So that's just what I think. You need to get a coach who's open to change and open to expanding things and trying out different things during the regular season.
So guys, the pick is in for the Utah Jazz, but we're being joined by one other individual this evening. And I know for a fact this man likes Jazz Chisholm. Also, he's fresh off of going into the draft room and telling Pat Riley exactly who to take for the Miami Heat. It's our very own John Sawyer, everybody.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing on another night. Oh, my bad.
And by the way,
That's really late.
There goes Ace Bailey. He is a member of the Utah Jazz.
Really?
Way to go, Danny Ainge and Dwayne Wade. Steelers.
That's
Is there
interesting.
something going on tonight, guys? Like, are we just all meeting?
Yeah,
Like,
no, we're just getting together.
The Mets are playing right now. That's what's going on.
Guys, quote unquote, this is what this guy said to me 2 days ago. The important playoffs are over now, i.e. hockey. So I didn't even know there was a game 7 tonight. I'm like, what fucking planet is this guy?
To be fair, I also drove 21 hours.
That is true.
God, no, like, come on now. Give me a little
Yo,
break. What's up, fellas?
Well, if you led
they
with
have
that,
meetings
I
for
would
that
be
kind of
okay.
stuff.
But you led with the important playoffs are over now. You didn't lead with I had a 21-hour drive.
Is it? Am I speaking falseness? I mean, it's definitely, and yes, falseness is a word.
It is.
That's St. Bonaventure education right there.
There are. I'll have everybody know there are 4 people of the 6 here that all went to college together. So hell yeah, go Bonus.
You know what's wild is I was in Buffalo. I was in Buffalo for like 4 weeks, and like I met so many people that went to Bonaventure, and we're like, "Oh, you went there?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, and they're like, "Oh, we went the same time you did." I was like, "I don't know how I missed you in this." Moment.
Right.
I know.
Dude, it was
1,200 people there.
No, this actually happened last week. I was on the train. I was wearing my SBU like rugby shirt, and a guy like tapped me on the shoulder, And he shows me like a picture of him at the Burton, and he goes, "My son plays rugby there right now." I'm like, out of all places, I'm like, that is crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, no, I know how we missed some of these people. We were never on campus. We were always in like Pittsburgh or Massachusetts or Syracuse or Buffalo or
trying to get an interview with Idris.
Trying to get an interview with Idris, and he just kept blowing us off.
Come on, bro, don't do that. Don't do that.
And the truth comes out.
Gets the big block against Florida, thinks he's Mr. Big Shot, and we're like, "Hey, can you just give us a quote for the paper?"
Look, I just keep it pushing. I just kept it pushing.
Yeah, I'll get back to you guys. No, yeah,
I got it. Hey, man, can you get like Jay to like just give us a quote for the article? Yeah, sure, I got you.
Yo, my sister took a trip up to Rochester about a month and a half ago, and she's just like, "Yo, I was just seeing so many Bonaventure shirts," and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean,
it's nuts.
I there every year."
I 100% met more people that have gone to Bonaventure in the years since graduation than I ever did while actually attending the school.
Yo, it's crazy how it happens though, bro. Like, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. There's really no way to explain it.
Well, what is how ugly these draft hats are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're terrible. No, they're actually.
First of all, you have a terrible NBA Finals hat. Second of all, you have a terrible draft hat. They need to do better.
The NBA Finals.
Yeah, that's the one thing with the finals. I didn't
that's
like the
what I
hats.
said. Yeah, like that's terrible. Like you just slap the logo on the top. Like
poor performance.
And the best part is when we saw the NBA Finals hats right that night after Game 7, and John immediately was like, "Oh, I know exactly how they should have looked," and he pulled out his 2016 Cubs World Series hat, and it literally is exactly what they should have done. It had the World Series trophy. So picture the NBA trophy on the front of the hat. And then on the side was the team logo. Because also, it occurred to me, we've been watching, at this point, NBA, we've been watching the finals. We know who this team is. You don't have to slap the logo on the front. Like, we know who they are. So just show what they won instead.
It seems like a lot because it said 2024-25 champion. Like, just put 2025.
We know when the finals happened.
It was like a slash in there too.
Yeah,
it was like a little
in the record books. It's officially the 24-25 season, but for this case, like, make it simple. Put 2025 on there. Like,
because it's the year they won. No NBA champion will win the NBA championship in 2025, other than OKC.
Yeah.
So, John, we all kind of went around a little bit ago before he got drafted and talked about the whole Ace Bailey thing. What's kind of your take on the whole Ace Bailey thing and him not working out with these teams and stuff like that?
I don't know. I mean, he puts a lot of tape out there, right? He probably talks to these guys a lot. And, I see a lot with a lot of athletes. I mean, if you're a top pick, you know where you're going, number one. Number two, how many times you got to talk to someone, right? How many times you have to continue to ask them the same questions before it's like, all right, do you want me or not, right? So that's where I see it. I mean, a lot of people are comparing him to like how Shedeur, I've been hearing, like, blew off. But the difference was Shedeur was a mid-level quarterback. This guy's a top 3 pick. So what number did he go? I haven't looked at that.
5. He just went the Jazz took him just as you got on.
About at least Shedeur was doing interviews. He didn't do any workouts or any interviews, period. He told everybody to go to hell. So there's a difference with working out for a couple people and working out for 0 people, It's just
I get that point too. It's like also there's like two-handed things. It's like how many times you got to ask the same question, but it's also like you haven't earned your stripes yet.
Right.
That's what Paul George said. Paul George said you haven't even made the league yet. You haven't earned anything.
How many people have done that? Like, how many people
kicking
have
people
not
out,
taken
muting
one
people?
workout?
Can we also talk about Rutgers had 2 top 5 people and didn't even make the
They had nothing else.
The
they had
tournament?
2 guys. And that roster is pretty pitiful.
So did you put everything into recruiting those 2 and said, screw it?
That coach said that. We had 2 guys and not that much depth around them, but they were amazing players.
There was some team.
Brooklyn
Nets. Didn't they have like 6 picks in the first round?
They're an interesting team. They got 4 in the first 28 or something.
Yeah, 4 in the first 28, 5 in the top 40.
And you said the Nets?
The Nets, yeah. They have 4 first-round picks.
Yeah.
They were just in that trade too, with Atlanta. It was a 3.
Yeah, they were the other team
in the top 10, right? They got the 10 because of that or something? Or
8.
Right.
8.
Phoenix is getting the 10 in the KD trade.
Okay. From Houston. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to say they got They got Terrence Mann and a pick.
Yeah, I got Terrence Mann in a pick.
Oh, Kentucky boy.
Yeah. What Atlanta got Sadiq Bey and Porzingis and
Tingus.
Pingus.
I did not know Sadiq Bey was hurt. He had an ACL.
Neither. I did not know that either. I didn't know Sadiq Bey was even still playing. To be honest,
So, what do y'all think of the chances that Brown or White gets moved out of Boston?
Apparently, there's a lot of teams that now that Boston seemingly is selling off some pieces. There's a lot of teams that are asking about Brown supposedly.
Yeah.
Well, they just cleared $238 million of cap space. If they get rid of Brown, they just cleared $500 million of cap space. So that means they're trying to go after the best guys in the game. And you would figure they would wait because I don't know, other than Giannis, if you can't get him, I don't know if you want anybody right now at this point. So who do you wait on, right? I don't think you want to bring in Harden. LeBron won't go to Boston.
No.
So Julius Randle's not going to move the needle for you. You're talking about the top guys out there right now in terms of free agents and who else would be considered a top free agent.
But if you do that, you're not trying to win next year necessarily because you're probably not.
I don't think they think they can win next year without Tatum. They shouldn't think they can win without Tatum.
Yeah, they're not next year.
Right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Tatum, no, I think he tore his ACL. Oh no,
it was his Achilles.
It was Achilles as well.
I don't think we did ACLs in the playoffs. Once you got to the playoffs, it was
all Achilles.
All Achilles.
So, guys, the Wizards.
No other injuries. It was wild, but that was your biggest injuries was your Achilles. I think everybody else was healthy.
Mikey, the pick is in.
The pick is in, and I'm sorry to say it, you SEC fans, it is Trey Johnson to the Washington Wizards.
Now that pick does not make sense to me. They need Jordan Poole just left, right? And you have someone who came in that has Trey Johnson's game that did not work out in your offense, right? You have the kid from Illinois sitting right there. I can't remember like Kasparas Yaksionis, who played really well in throughout the year. Right? He was the best player on the court against Kentucky. The guy can ball out. Lithuanian wonder kid. Big up Sabonis and Arvydas, RIP. So,
I didn't even look happy.
Once again, there's certain franchises that just don't seem to surprise you with making picks that don't make sense. So I think Washington went with the wrong guard in this situation.
Yeah. Trey looked like he was walking through a funeral.
That's the biggest smile.
They got an old core right there. CJ McCollum, Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton. They looking real old over there.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still have Malcolm Brogdon? They might still have Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, God, I forgot Malcolm Brogdon was even.
Shit. I don't think so.
I thought he was playing in TBT.
I forgot Marcus Smart ended up there, though.
Yeah.
I honestly thought Brogdon was still in Portland, to be completely honest here.
No, because they trade. The only reason I know that Brogdon isn't in Portland is I saw. Can't remember what I was looking up the other day, but I saw they got Denny. What is it like?
That's right. The Denny Advia trade. That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, he was in that.
Okay.
Also, I'm on a side note. Not that I'm any knowledge of fashion, but come on, Trey. What he's wearing like pants or like shorts. He's wearing like capri shorts.
You mean a skirt? You mean
I like
skirt?
that look. About time. I've been trying to make that look for 33 years.
He's going to Washington. This might be the last time you ever see him. So at least he's memorable.
Listen, it's better. It's better than Kevin Knox's Fortnite jacket. All right, I'm still mad about that. When the Knicks drafted him, I was like, yeah, he's a bust. Like I don't even want to. I don't care how good he was in college. The guy's a bust.
The kid was a fucking piece of shit, straight out of Tampa. Worst attitude you could see out of a young player. Total selfish rat. At Kentucky, played no defense. They should have called me and be like, "Don't."
There it is. There's why he's extra mad because it was at Kentucky. By the way, great sign for the future of Trey Johnson. He is another Texas product to go 6th overall. The last one was Mo Bamba in 2018. So great sign for his career.
They're comparing him to Tyler Hero and Ray Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Allen.
I see a Ray Allen comparison. I mean, hey, I don't know how accurate that is. Hopefully somebody can help me. I don't know how accurate that is. But
I think it's just he's got a nice shot. Like
he can shoot. He can find his shot too. He's
when he catches and shoot, it's smooth. It's not like I guess rough, you should say, but it's smooth. Like he flows into his shot real well.
Yeah, he doesn't hesitate or anything like that.
I mean, I would get the Tyler Hero one.
He single-handedly almost beat Kentucky in the SEC tournament. The kid has game.
6'5", 19 years old.
You know, and you have to have game, right? He's got game, has to. If you're gonna be a Ray Allen comparison,
Is the second round tonight?
That's what I'm like. Whoo.
No, the second round's tomorrow.
Yeah.
They split it up.
Which I forgot. This is the first year they're doing, right? They didn't do this last
Yeah.
year, right? It's the first year with 2 nights.
Yeah, which is I guess why they're moved it to Wednesday, which is still weird to me that it's on
I
a
think
Wednesday.
I don't think you need
That's not
2
what they
days
do.
for 2 rounds. You know,
I
if it
don't
was
think
like
so
a
either.
if it was 3 rounds, which is still a lot for the NBA, then I maybe 2 days, but
Yeah.
like
Or if you're
Especially
the
given how
MLB, you need
fast
a
the
week.
second round goes anyway. They're just like rapid firing those guys.
yeah, that's
Like,
another thing too. I don't know how fast that's gonna be because like
Come
half
on,
the
let's
time
go.
no one's
Let's go.
there and they're all
Let's go. Three of you. Come on.
and half of those picks are like, oh yeah, they're like, yeah, this guy's a good shot selection, good defender. Yeah, but we're not gonna see him for like 3-4 years.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
It took forever to get the Bronny James though. Felt last year. I felt like I was falling asleep. I was like, "Come on, man, just trade up for him already."
I knew it was gonna be.
We
a
just
55
pick number
by the end.
59 and then go back to 30 or something. Like,
Okay, right. Like LA, we all know you're the ones taking him.
No,
Just trade up
no.
early.
He legitimately got drafted at LA because they were wanting him. He was a need there. It was a perfect fit. He deserved to go there. At 55.
You can't say that with a
Perfect.
straight face.
Nope, not even
He
close.
just did.
Nope.
I was impressed. I thought you
While,
did that very
while
well.
sipping on vodka from a plastic cup, he said it
No,
was.
no, it's water with ice, but it's so damn hot that the ice melted already. All right, this is what happens.
yeah, his
Quality.
2 points per game really helped the Lakers.
I wish it was maybe a little bit of no, not Crystal. I'm thinking Crystal Palace from college.
Don't
It's not
even
that.
mention that
Yeah, I'm
name.
sorry. I can't say that with a straight face too. Can't even do. Oh God, never again. Never touching that. If I ever see that bottle, I'm literally gonna just throw up on the spot. That was disgusting.
Go back to Bonas and just take it out of kids' hands. No.
That's like one of those things like you see like years later. You're like, why did I drink that?
Why did I
that
drink
It's that Fireball,
That's
and
what's wrong with
since
me.
we were cheap college
Oh.
kids, it was
Oh,
the
that-
funny-
Sponsored by.
Well, guys, what if I did that? Well, guys, it just so happens that tonight's live show is brought to you by.
I take back what I said. I love Fireballs. The best damn
Right.
drink I ever had in my entire
All right.
life.
I got
Right.
something for you
Hey,
guys.
cut that check.
If you pay
That's
me, I'll say it.
When you're
I'm
in
with
college,
you.
let's talk
I'm
about
with you.
draft your number 1 drink in college.
Ooh,
Oh,
Pajamas
well,
or you.
this
is
is
good.
difficult for me, but
now
Draft your number 1 drink.
when
Your
I'm up,
number
I have
1
that one.
drink in college. Like when you were in college.
Crown and Jaeger bombs.
Oh, damn, bro.
Not together, but those were
Jesus.
Yeah.
Raj doesn't remember. Or Herb doesn't remember.
Did you just call me the wrong name?
I just told you the wrong thing. I'm drinking what I drink in college. My bad.
it's that Crystal Palace.
No,
You know what? I had a freaking roommate from Maine, and all we had was freaking, you know what we had since he was from Maine. We had freaking, was Paps. Is that what it's called?
Oh,
No.
Paps PBR.
good old
Yeah, PBR in the house
PBR.
all
yeah.
the freaking time.
Paps
Ah.
Blue Ribbon.
Yes,
See.
Blue Ribbon.
Jeremiah
Heineken was always my
Jeremiah
preferred.
Fears has just been picked 7th overall by the Pelicans.
Interesting.
The Pelicans.
Nobody fears a pelican, so not a good fucking fit.
How long you been waiting to make that joke?
He was waiting. He was like, I hope the Pelicans draft this guy. I hope they draft this. I got the joke right here written down.
Locked and loaded. All right, so Jamie was PBR. Herb apparently shouldn't be able to remember anything from college because
The worst night of my life drinking ever was I went to a bar with a friend, and 2 of my friends were already there, and they each had girls with them. And when I got there, I was like, "Why did y'all invite me if this is what you're doing already?" Like, I didn't bring anybody, but they knew the bartender, and the bartender was giving us out free Jaeger bombs. And
Herb, that's a coat rack.
Whenever the
Bartender
couples
was
weren't
kinda
paying
cool.
attention, I stole theirs. So there was a lot of Jaeger bombs going on that night.
All right, so Fonz, we know it wasn't Crystal Palace. What was
No,
yours?
so this is I think you remember this when it was like freshman, sophomore year. It was I got 2 40 ounces for like
Oh,
$4.
He said,
Yeah, and that was my freshman year. I was me and my roommates. We did it 2 40 ounces. We were good.
Was it Old English?
Steel
Oh,
Reserve. And then it got annoying because then like they changed it to the plastic bottle, so it wasn't as fun. You know, it
Yeah.
wasn't as
Right.
fun. You're supposed to
You
smash them
didn't
on the
feel like
ground.
you're in like Boys in the Hood anymore.
No, it wasn't fun. And then, one time I had the glass and I finished and I was going to smash it on the ground. It bounces off the floor, off the ground, and whizzes past my face. And I'm like, I'm never doing that again. I'm like, this is literally just my luck.
Did it hit anybody?
Immediately.
No, we were outside. It was
That's
outside
good.
Mike, outside the rugby house. You know what happened. It wasn't, nothing was just, it was just chaotic. So
Nothing
40
safe.
ounces would be my college thing. If you had a couple bucks on you, go to 7-Eleven, get 2 of them, you're good for the night.
No.
You're good for the night. You felt like shit after. But you know what? It was good. It was good.
Herb, at least your experience had some ladies inside. My experience is with some freaking goon freshmen from Boston who decided who are my roommates, who decided we're going to have a binge whiskey night along with 2 other crazy guys. One named Chad, rest in peace. This kid already died from a heart attack in his late 30s. So you know the crowd I was hanging out with that night. They decided everybody bottle of whiskey to the head. Well, when that happened with me, I don't drink whiskey to the head. I decided I was going to take a swim in the Hillsborough River. The Hillsborough River is not what you want to swim in.
God.
Okay?
What?
So they picked me out of there. My legs are completely all sliced up from the barnacles. Apparently, my swim coach calls me at like 5:45 in the morning asking where I am. And I come down in the afternoon. He goes, "What the frick kind of fucking language were you talking to me? I'm trying to have a conversation. You sound like some fucking bimmy from the Caribbean talking some kind of pirate language I can't understand. And I'm apparently hearing you puking all over your bed." Apparently, I puked all over my pillow and fell asleep in it. So it wasn't a good night. Needless to say, it was the last night I took a bottle of whiskey to the head. And I thank those guys for allowing me to never become alcoholic due to that one time. And I would never take a bottle of whiskey to the head again.
No.
Drees, you can't get in trouble with Schmidt anymore. What was it?
Henny hypnotic. Henny hypnotic. Man. Henny hypnotic.
What? Who said Schmidt?
We got upperclassmen. I shifted over to the Duce a little bit, and that was pretty much history after that.
John,
which college you want me to go?
Bonaventure. We'll do Bonaventure because we're
the
all
one you made it out of. No, tell us the one you didn't make it out of.
The tour, it can explain why I'm at colleges. Bonas, I mean, it was kind of weird because I was already like 24 years old, so I could buy alcohol no problem. But I would say my favorite drink was that blueberry, like when I bought blueberry beer and blueberry vodka and mixed it. That was great.
Yeah, you gave me a shot of that blueberry vodka, and that was actually pretty good.
It was great. I was like,
Yeah,
this is very tasty. I'm getting my fruit and my alcohol. Nice.
Healthy.
I know you didn't say your fruit.
Your daily dose of fruit.
I've been eating healthy, guys.
I'll tell you what,
not the daily
Blueberries are
dose.
good for you.
Oh my God, no, you didn't.
You don't have enough
berries
beer
recently
here.
that Mikey got a blueberry bear. Where are we? World of Bear or something? Were you at
World of
Wild?
Beer, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
No, that was pretty good. No, that was
Pretty
pretty good.
good. I'll tell you what the States exposed me to, because we didn't have kegs in the Caribbean. I remember coming up here and also at a party, they're like, keg stand. I'm like, keg stand? The fuck? You sound like you're speaking Russian or something right now. Keg stand. What's that? They're like, what's that? Where are you from? I'm like, not here, bro. I don't know what a keg stand is. So within 2 weeks, I'm doing freaking handstands on the keg. Then I get to Kentucky and they're like, initiation keg stand. I'm like, oh, I got this. I got to put my hands on it. They're like, no, get back there. I'm like, get back there. You had to sprint towards the keg, jump in the air, and turn around. They flip you upside down and they just freaking drop it in your face. And you got to do 30 seconds while they hold it there. That was not a good experience once again as a freshman initiation. No sense.
Maybe you had some.
Yeah, what? Who hurt you?
Yeah, dog.
I could drink.
I had to see too much.
I realized I could drink.
I jumped in the river. I was not upside down.
Yeah, well, if anybody remembers the movie Fight Club, apparently that was Jamie's college experience.
Yeah, Brad Pitt. They made that movie off of me, motherfucker. I'm waiting for my dad to send me my check.
Based on a true story.
Based on a true story.
Tyler Durden.
Apparently the Brooklyn Nets first of 4 first-round picks is in.
Are they going to use the pick?
It looks like it. The pick's in, so
okay.
With no signs of a trade.
We got 4 of them. They can make a lot happen with that.
Yeah.
John, you might be very happy with who you guys land with the 20th pick. Walter Clayton Jr. might come right into your hands and be the perfect person for you.
That's around when he's supposed to go. So
yeah, he is the perfect player to fit your system.
That seems like a Pat Riley guy too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He just drafts those like kind of off name type of guy, and he's never gonna go out there and spend money like he did with LeBron again. So unfortunate, but that's just not gonna be Miami's way. That's why that's why KD didn't get traded to Miami. He didn't want to take on that contract.
He didn't want to give up 7 second-round picks either, probably, or whatever their asking price was.
Yeah, I mean, Houston better win next year, or this was the worst trade. I mean, I still think even if they win, it's the worst trade.
You don't think if they make it to the
KD?
Western Conference Final, that's a win? You think they have to win?
No, because KD's got what, like maybe a couple of years.
But, I mean,
but they didn't give up that much. They didn't give up that much to get KD.
Yeah, they didn't.
It's like you're thinking Desmond Bain in the
fourth.
Desmond Bain.
That's the Desmond Bain trade.
No, that's a Bain
Desmond
trade.
Bain gave they have a lot for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, they gave up 4 second-round picks or something like that.
Yeah, they gave up. Yeah, 5. The 5 were 5 second-round picks.
And Jalen Green, right? Who else?
And
was
Jalen Green, who they're apparently going to flip.
And
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
I kept want to call
He's better than both.
Like that's
and he's better than both of them.
Yeah,
right
no, it's
now.
not like they gave him like.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
I just
Because
don't
they
think
still-
he's got much left in his tank. Like, right?
I know.
No,
I
He's
know.
had a couple of years.
You just
And
don't
you know
if he's
KD
defeated. Yeah.
38
KD's not going to be happy. KD's not going to be happy by like November. He's going to ask for a trade again. It's going to happen with him.
I mean, KD's
Meanwhile-
38 years
I
old.
can see that.
I think he'll be happy.
He can
in
get
Houston
unhappy
because
really quick.
Pretty major injury.
Well, he'll be the primary scorer there though. Nobody else there can really create their own shot consistently.
I just want to see if he can play 82. I mean, when's the last time we've seen him play? Not
That's true.
82, but like a full season without getting hurt or just be able to not be 100%, right? So that's where I see it. Not Drees. That's where I want to see it, Drees.
That's where you want to see
I want to see KD. KD, yeah. I love KD, but it's painful to watch. It's one of those athletes. It's like, damn. Oh, there goes another knee injury. There goes another ankle. And it's like, golly, this dude can't even stay like healthy enough. So in his late years.
Meanwhile,
He was best player in the league for so long. I'm surprised he only had
It's
one.
crazy with KD. He's Hall of Famer, obviously played for so many teams. Like, does he like really have like a home like he's been like well known
No.
for? I mean, you can
Did you
say
see
the Warriors.
the post? Did you see the post that said he has now completed the rainbow colors of every franchise? Where he's on a
Yes.
red yellow franchise.
Nah, I haven't seen that.
Every jersey you would have been in
Yeah.
to make the rainbow colors. Yeah.
Igor.
Does
17.
Golden State adopt him though? Do they just adopt him because he helped them
Yes.
get championships? Or?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the comparison of LeBron.
The only place he won championship. So how do you not go home to? Yeah. So like, here's a good question: when KD goes in the Hall of Fame, is it like the NFL where they like have to wear a jersey or
No, it's
I don't know
If he goes in butt
I
naked,
think it's
he
just-
walks
I
up
think
and
it's-
gives a speech.
I think it's just baseball.
Spike Lee is there.
Hey, I was
Yeah.
trying to keep a straight face when
Yeah,
you said that.
Yeah, baseball's the only sport
He
I
goes
think in the
into
Hall of Fame where you
butt
wear
naked
you
looking
wear
exactly like an
That's
extra
right.
a cat.
That's right. That's
The
right.
cat.
Does the NFL have? Does the NFL have? No, NFL doesn't do that. I think it's
No,
just,
I mean they'll recognize who you
They'll
played for and like who you, but
Yeah.
not on the actual like.
really it's
stat.
only
Yeah.
it's only baseball that does it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the hat. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even like,
Hat
when
and a
you think
speedo.
about,
That's all KD's wearing up there.
There you go.
I'll be-
Hat and
There-
a
that's
Speedo.
an image for you guys the
Mikey,
rest of the
someone's
night.
backstage knocking on the door, Mikey.
Yes,
Yo,
I
I'm not
know.
gonna lie though.
So the
I am a Cam Whitmore fan. I think that opens up a lot of minutes for Cam Whitmore.
Yes.
Too.
Agreed.
And he can get a bucket. Like he
Yes.
can get a bucket.
No, Cam,
So we'll
Cam
see.
Whitmore is very good. He's very underrated. I wish he would have gotten more minutes in Houston.
Yeah.
But the Brooklyn Nets have selected Igor Demin, the guard out of BYU. But we have a pick of our own. Completing our panel this evening, we have the other half. Some would say the better half. Some would say not. We shall see.
Wow.
that was unnecessary add on.
The
You know, when I make the Hall of Fame, you are not announcing me.
I mean, some is right now, Mikey.
It's the other half of Herb and Raj. It's Raj. Raj, welcome.
Ding, 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 ding.
Good evening, gents. How are y'all doing?
Not even there.
What's going on?
Hold tight, hold. What's going on?
Y'all doing all right?
Apparently the better half. Apparently, from what I'm hearing already.
Herb is definitely the better half. I'm just the other guy. What I missed? Where's
Some-
Big John? I don't see Big John
KD
anymore.
in a Speedo. That's what you missed, Raj.
I actually heard that part because I was backstage and I heard that part. I was like, oh god. So,
That's where this conversation is going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry,
So
Ron.
what I'm following on my phone as far as the draft. What pick are we on right now?
We are
10.
on 9.
9.
9
And
for Toronto.
the Mavs didn't trade Cooper Flag, right?
No, not as far as we know, not yet.
All right. All right.
So
They might
word
be
is
thinking about something though. They might be
Toronto's
thinking
gonna
about
go
something.
with Duke Big Man. Last name Kaman Malawat.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big guy.
If Cooper Flag can stay healthy though and keep the team afloat while Kyrie is, whenever Kyrie gets back, they'll have a nice team if they can all stay healthy.
Yeah.
If AD can stay healthy.
Who's their backup point guard in the meantime though that's going to hold it down for them?
Is it Dante Exum?
Oh
It
God,
might
is
be
it?
actually.
Jalen,
I think
he might be a 2 guard though. Jalen, can't think of his last name.
Spencer Dinwiddie, Jaden Hardy, Brandon Williams.
Jaden Hardy.
So you figure they might make a move for somebody.
Yeah.
God, Dante Exum. That's.
I saw something the other day where they were in talks trying to get Chris Paul maybe, but I mean,
oh God,
it is
But
what it
shit,
is
if the going price for Drew Holiday was Anthony Simmons, they should have made a move for Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I wonder how Drew Holiday felt about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's really
they
mad.
traded him away, let him get a title, and then they went to get him back.
He's not staying in Portland, right? Holiday. They're gonna.
I got to imagine they're gonna flip him.
They're gonna flip him for somebody
again. That would be awful.
Oh, that's right. He was in the. It was the.
Yeah, he was
Dame
technically
trade,
traded.
right.
He was technically in the Dame trade, and then
yeah.
they sent him to Boston.
Yeah. Wow.
So he's like, all right, Portland, I'll be here for 1 week. Don't get comfy.
And then when Drew Holiday goes into the Hall of Fame, he chooses to go in as a Portland Trailblazer.
Oh my God.
Because he played for them he was on their team the most times. Never played a game, but was on the team the most times.
And your boy Chauncey Billups right there running the show right now, so I'm sure he'd be happy to have a point guard who can help him run some sort of offense.
Isn't that what Scoot's supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Where's the draft?
Definitely, he's supposed to be doing that. But
yeah, it's in Barclays.
You said you're not convinced on Scoot?
Man, Scoot, I don't know. He got to make some shit quick in a hurry. Like
I was big on
it.
Scoot. I was big on Scoot heading into like his rookie year. I was like, this guy's gonna be like really good. And I'm like, I really want him to be like I really.
I have another kid who's a freakish athlete, Sheldon Sharp, but I think he's just a freaky athlete. I don't know if his game's going to develop into anything special.
He went to Kentucky, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, no, he ruined Kentucky because he committed and then he decommitted. And because of that, we couldn't recruit the right position because everybody was gone. And he was supposed to be the guy to take us over the edge that year. So fuck him.
Dang. There's a lot of animosity going
You're very hostile tonight.
Yeah.
F-bombs.
Not really.
Jason's
You
very
good stories and laughing. I mean, laughing the whole show. Stories might sound hostile. Just a hop, big guy.
Look at you made Raj leave. God damn. You didn't even bring up the camera.
I will
twins, so you gotta make sure they can't hear him.
Who is Toronto going to get?
Let's see. Yep, picks in for Toronto. What they get?
Colin Murray-Jones.
Oh, they want the other big man.
That's a Jones.
Yeah, Colin Murray Boyles out of South Carolina. All right. I mean, I've heard good things about him. I'm not super familiar with his game, but
yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think Dallas. Going back to what you guys were talking about Dallas, I don't think Nico can afford to trade another super.
No.
That's why I want him to do
it. He'll have to do it from another country. If he does. He can't do it in Dallas.
Herb wants chaos.
I want to see the world burn.
I did too.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yo, if you're getting compared to Draymond Green and Julius Randle,
okay,
you heard about, he has an old school game. He was one of those like back to the basket kind of players, so he did have a different feel to his game.
So I guess as like a forward, he compliments Scotty, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah.
Where it's like Scotty's become
depth at every position. It doesn't matter who they draft. They need depth.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I thought they might go with the big dude.
What are you talking about?
From
Duke.
Yeah.
He's tall as hell.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Maluak.
Toronto.
So a lot different than last year where we saw big men kind of going off early and then a bunch of small guards and then back to big men. This is definitely more of a guard heavy draft other than Cougar
is.
at 6 smaller guys right now. So
Yeah, I was looking through like best available, and I want to say like it had to be like 14, 15 of like the top 20 best considered players on the board
the
were
guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boyles was actually mocked like in the 16 range, and 2 or 3 of them that I've got up. So this is kind of ahead of schedule.
I think, and the NBA moved them up last night to around 10, 12 in that range. He was kind of moving around. So Bears moved up for sure. He was like between low teens to maybe 12 or 11.
Yeah, I didn't. I had fears going somewhere around like 15, 16. So
yeah.
Must like something, Night. All right, so it's this. It says it's the Houston pick at 10, but it's really supposed to be going to Phoenix. They just can't
drop them and send it to.
They wait for the new league year or something like that, or
it's because the draft falls now before they can technically free agency opens and trades can be official. Yeah, which is weird.
Rush the draft so much. Why don't they just have a couple weeks after the NBA Finals? Or they could have a couple. They can shorten the season and then have. Why she got a hat on like
that? She can't mess up her hair, John. She can't.
You can just stand up and just hold the hat.
No, it is weird. The draft is right after the finals. You would want to give it a couple of weeks or whatever, or something. At least.
So they're saying let the free agency begin first. Let teams make moves and then have the draft. You'd rather that?
I'm saying short.
The NBA said we really don't care about OKC celebrating. Let's just move on.
I feel bad. They shouldn't have had the parade on a Tuesday because I saw the parade, like people were like clowning it. I'm like, yeah, because you had it on a Tuesday afternoon. That's probably why.
I tell you what, though, with all the shit that's been happening at parades, I figured that let's just have one and get it out the way. Because especially now with things going on, people.
You gotta do it like this team and do it on a Friday.
Where'd you get that?
I don't know. I found it on the ground.
Yeah,
just what we expected. In the dirt.
Well, we got a ring, so
2 actually.
We got a ring with 2. Football season.
It's always football season, all the time.
Ring season.
Speaking of football season, so like the craziest stat ever with the last time teams were in the bottom 5 of win percentage, what season was the last time they were there? The freaking Steelers, 1969 was the last time they were in the bottom 5 for win percentage. I think the Ravens might have been second, and it might be like since 1996 or something like that.
Yeah, which would have been like their first year.
Yeah, because they started this first season was 96. Yeah. And even the year that Flacco was out and tore the ACL, and they had like 15 different starting quarterbacks, like Matt Schaub and Ryan Mall, whatever. I think they literally went 8-8. So like it wasn't like a bad year for them either, too. It's just like they've been the definition of consistency, the Baltimore Ravens. Now I need Lamar to win a goddamn ring, so I don't want to get clowned for it every year. It happens all the time. I thought this was also an NBA show, guys. Why are we talking football now?
It's football always.
I got pissed about the Knicks. I'm going to get pissed about the Ravens. And what's next? Am I going to bring up the Mets now? Because I don't want to talk about them either.
I thought winning
tonight.
Well, since you mention it,
how are the Mets doing?
They're winning tonight.
They're winning. And Juan Soto hit a home run.
So do you think the Ravens... Is their window closed, or they still got one in the next 2-3 years?
No, they still have a good window. I think I do. I think they have a couple of years. I would say, but I think they have to win it sooner rather than later. I think at some point, because then after a while, because then you got to start paying all the guys. I think I mentioned this even like a while back when I was on with these guys, because you got to start paying guys like Kyle Hamilton, the secondary, and a lot of guys in the defensive end too, because Lamar has a big part of the contract too. So I would. Right. A 3-year window, I would say, is like you want to win within those 3 years.
Yeah. Do you think the Lamar criticism right now is warranted or not warranted?
I think at first, I don't think it was, because this first year he came in halfway through the season and kind of threw out there. Second year, I will say, it's like an up and down type of thing, though. I think now more recently, I would say it is a little bit more critical because it's just slowly like first year didn't win a playoff game. Next year won one. And then it's like slowly becoming, I think it's going to start getting to where it's going to have to be critical with him too.
Yeah.
So now more recently than it was his first couple of years, I would say.
I mean, John, how long did it take McNabb to get to the Super Bowl? How many times did he fail before he got there?
But McNabb didn't win like multiple MVPs though, or was in the running for him, right? At
Yeah,
some
but
point-
he lost a lot. He lost a lot of conference finals games. You know, I mean, like there's a lot of quarterbacks that lose that game, right?
I'm saying like if you get 2, maybe 3 MVPs,
Don't
like I need a
break it
Super
down.
Bowl appearance. Out of you.
Don't
That's
break
what I'm
it
saying
down.
with Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Lamar. I just think beats himself. That's where it comes down to it, right? Like, was the Bill? We talked about this the other day. Were the Bills better? No, Lamar let them win, right? So it's like,
And then there was a couple of Mark Andrews drops here and there too, I think.
Yeah.
But for the most part, Lamar is to blame for it. But there was a couple of Mark Andrews drops that I would.
Well, I think
Okay.
coaching lets them down too as well.
Oh.
They have a run-based team and they abandon the run at the
Yeah,
first sign.
I
So-
never understood the past 2 years. I don't get that at all.
No.
I didn't get it 2 years ago with the Chiefs, where Todd
That
Monken
was
was like, "Yeah,
awful.
no, we're not going to run."
Would
We're
you have
gonna
like
run
four running back rushes against the Chiefs 2 years ago?
We literally, I think the second half, including the second half, it was 13 total carries.
Wow.
But I think a
Meanwhile,
lot of
they-
those are Lamar. If you go back and look, the 2 actual designated running backs.
So yeah,
had,
not
I think,
counting Lamar
yeah,
official
yeah.
rushes, I think it literally
Yeah.
was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, because the defense held them scoreless for the whole second half and still to win
Yeah.
that game. Like that's crazy to me at home.
There goes the big man.
Yeah, so the Rockets just took the big guy out of Duke.
Who now?
I don't even remember him. When did he play? Like, I never
No,
seen.
No,
Yeah,
he played a lot.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
the
trust
thing,
us.
right?
As Bama fans, we remember him.
Yeah.
What did you say? Oh, Bama fan.
Yeah, we remember him.
You guys are Bama fans?
Yeah, didn't
I
know.
couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell. Yeah, sorry. I didn't figure. What are you, a Philly guy? You probably can't read. Right?
Now, he was
wow.
he was huge down low though, man. He was a good ball stopper. So
Yeah. This is the guy that was brought in to grab Cooper Flagg's
That's
a
fucked
few
up.
times.
I mean, I'm an Alabama fan. I'm surprised I can read. So
So does he start alongside
Sengun?
Sengun?
that's
no,
what I was
Sen-
wondering.
Is
Sengun?
Sengun is
I
Sengun
don't
a pure
know.
Usually
five or
play him
maybe.
as the center.
oh no, because you also have
Sengun more
Jabari.
like a
Yeah, you still have
power forward.
Jabari. Isn't
they
Jabari?
still got
Smith?
Jamari Smith.
Jabari,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
they have KD, Jabari Smith, Sengun, Fred VanVleet. Who am I
We
missing?
just
The top
re-signed
one-
for 2 years.
I forgot one of the Thompson
Reed
twins. I
Shepard.
forgot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot.
Amen.
Amon
Yeah.
Thompson.
Look
Can't
at a
win
young
one.
team. Look,
Yeah.
That's a good thing, though.
They got a tall team. It's
They have a
except
very
for
That's
tall
a
team.
big place.
This team
They
is
can match up
actually,
with
like,
Dallas right now.
This team is actually like looking at the roster. This team is probably the youngest team that KD's
Yeah.
had to do it since
100%.
he's obviously a rookie, but like as his veteran status, this is probably the youngest team. So it could be a interesting year
That's
for
gonna
them.
be a meme. That's gonna be a meme right there. His face. I guarantee it is.
All right, kids.
Oh,
The dude, the Duke guy that just got drafted, he was crying the whole time. He's gonna be some
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
meme, like,
The
just like the
Jordan
Jordan meme. Yeah.
Come on, meme. Come on.
He's trying to pull it together though. He's
Yeah,
trying.
he is. He is. He
Oh, wait,
is.
we're
I mean,
saying the
yeah.
Rockets. Wait, we're saying the Rockets. This is going to the
Yeah, it's
Suns,
going to the
right?
Suns, so.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
realized
Oh, this is
that.
going
Yeah,
to the
so-
Suns.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's right.
You're the only one
So
paying
It's
attention.
the perfect replacement.
I'm like, this is a really. I mean, this is gonna be a lanky team, and then I'm like, wait, no,
Right,
this is going to the Phoenix.
Oh man, give
Okay,
him a tissue.
So rewind. This is a great pick for the Phoenix Suns guys. Actually, They
Yeah,
could
so just
really
take
use a
back
big-
everything I said, everything I
God,
questioned.
they
and then
finally
they-
got somebody else other than a shooting guard playing for Phoenix. There you go. That's a good start.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
but it
Well
sounds,
done.
I mean, they tried this with DeAndre Ayton and it didn't work out. So,
So,
it's gonna be
so
better for
technically,
them.
the
He's better
Suns
than
tell. So do the Suns tell?
Probably
Rockets,
that's
like,
how it works.
That's what, like, hey,
Suns
like,
tell the Rockets
we
to
want you to pick that. Okay,
Yeah.
it'd be funny if the Rocks were like, nah, never mind.
Nah,
Yeah, screw you.
they do have the ability to do that. Like,
No,
nah,
I'm
we
just, yeah,
think-
because like I'm just curious how it works. Like, do they say, yeah, like
I don't
you
know
pick
though. If
this?
they do that, would it void the trade? It might
I
be
mean,
something.
probably.
Probably.
I
since
just
it's not-
voids the
since
trade.
it's not official yet.
I
They
wanna
can
know
back
it's-
out.
Because I know it's different in the NFL. The NFL, the
Yeah.
team just picks. They trade the pick, and then it's rightfully theirs. Like the NBA, I know it's different. So I'm like, how does that work? Do they call each other and say,
Yeah,
like,
probably if they, in a hypothetical situation, if they do that, the Suns, since it's not
Or
an
is it-
official trade yet,
yeah,
they
or
can probably
does-
back out.
or do the Suns just call the office and say, this is who we're picking? It's really our pick. I don't know. Like I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
So Mark
be
Mark
interesting.
Williams is getting traded from Charlotte to Phoenix.
is he?
Yeah, I just saw it. So the Charlotte Hornets are trading Mark Williams to Phoenix for the 29th pick tonight and a 2029 first rounder.
Oh,
Okay,
20.
so they've
And you
just
just
gotten their
drafted a
big man
center,
tandem.
too?
Gotcha.
Yep.
And they just drafted. Yeah.
It's not a bad.
Have
It's
we
not a bad.
talked- we talked
It's not a bad
Lakers
big man
basketball?
tandem. It's not bad.
And they both went to
Yeah.
Duke.
Have we talked Lakers? I know I joined a little bit late. Have we talked Lakers basketball yet?
Not much to talk about. We're good.
Nah.
You
I
said
gotta-
Lakers? Did I
gotta
hear
go.
that correctly?
Sorry. I gotta go, guys.
Come on now. The Los
We have like
Angeles
the 55th
Dodgers.
pick in the draft. So I mean, who's going to be left then? Like Michael B. Jordan? I don't know.
It's more or less
Oh,
like
wow.
where do you think they are like as far as trading, to get LeBron another ring? Where are we at right now?
As a
mean-
LeBron fan, LeBron's not going to win another ring. It's
If-
just not going to happen. That window's closed.
If they do make a trade, all signs point to it being led by Austin Reeves.
Yeah, but
What do you? What about if they talk to Portland and trade Drew Holiday? The Lakers would get Drew Holiday.
I mean,
What
that
about
would
that
be a
one?
good pickup for them, honestly.
That would be
I mean,
Yeah, that would
let's
be-
face it.
I'm just thinking of that too. Like they could
Yeah.
do that, and also I always think of like where they're from. Like Drew Holiday's from the area too. Like he would probably
Yeah.
want to end his career
Went
playing,
to UCLA.
Yeah.
end his career where he's from. That could be a possibility.
The Lakers are
Could
sitting
be.
there right now, like, "Hey guys, can we have Alex Caruso back?
Yeah.
We let you play. We let you play with him for a little while. Can we have him back?"
They also have some rumors right now that Boston's trying to move into the 14th spot to make a deal with the Spurs. We don't know what that might look like and who's involved in that package. But if that's once again, I know I'll throw out Walter Clayton. You replace Drew Holiday with a younger physical guard right there. You just kind of said, okay, we got our guy back right away. So I wouldn't be surprised if San Antonio does do that because they got, I think they got who they wanted right now too.
I
And
mean,
I don't see them
Boston's-
upgrading at any other position either. So
Boston is literally selling everybody, man. They're just
Yeah.
like, just doing like a reboot here.
but hey, we know when you win, you could do that, right? It's like
No, yeah, no, and especially that with Tatum. You don't know what
Right.
Tatum, it's like what's gonna.
Is it because they can't afford him?
They want
Yeah,
to drop
so-
below that
so the
super
whole-
apron.
Well, him
Yeah,
and
the-
Brown's contracts are like a lot, just them too.
So
Yeah.
that was the whole idea behind dealing Holiday and Porzingis
Porzingis.
is
Mhm.
they cleared up like $250 million in
Yeah,
cap
282.
space to get under the second apron, so they're not going to get taxed to hell.
I think they
Sounds-
should go 1 year in all sports except baseball and do a non-salary cap and see what happens.
Hmm.
Oh God!
Real.
And
In
make
NBA
sure that it's the year that a lot of superstars are free agents.
I think they should get rid of the salary cap.
Everybody to the
The
clip.
NBA without a salary cap will be wildfire. It would be insane.
Okay, so apparently this Portland
guy,
pick is
$400
actually
million.
the Grizzlies pick.
Okay.
Is it?
Huh?
What was
Apparently,
what trade is?
I don't
this
even
a
know
new
what
trade
trade
or
it
is this like is this a
maybe
past trade?
maybe it's a part of the
That
the Desmond
three-way
Bane
deal.
trade.
I think it might be in a three-way deal with Drew. Because
Maybe.
didn't Man go out to Memphis? Was not all part of the deal?
Oh, it might. Yeah, he might. I can't even remember where
Mm-mm,
everybody
I
went.
honestly can't remember.
Hmm.
I'm looking at the thing. It doesn't say where it just doesn't have anything with the notes. Just says it's their pick. I'm looking.
Apparently, the Blazers have for the Grizzlies because it says proposed trade to Grizzlies have
Oh.
picked Cedric Coward, a wing from Washington State.
That's
Yeah.
an unfortunate name.
All the
Yeah,
jokes. The jokes are gonna write themselves. If you
I
guys
was
have
just
that
thinking
game.
one. I was just thinking one, but I didn't.
The jokes are gonna
You
write.
don't, Rod, you don't want to make the joke because you're a coward.
don't.
Oh my gosh! I was gonna
Wait,
say, I hope
Mike.
he's not-
Mike,
I hope he's
I
not
got
scared
it,
of
Mike. The soundboard is back. I know
I hope
Mike missed the
Howard's not scared of the
soundboard.
bright lights.
Why? Why
Oh
Triple A?
gosh! That
Why
was so-
Triple H? Why?
Guys, listen to the description for this kid's strength. A behemoth wingspan of over 7'2" offers suggests Coward will be a versatile defender, and strong paint finisher follows that. How
Behemoth.
anticlimactic.
Yeah, but you can't ask him. You can't give him the ball in crunch time though.
Wow.
He won't step up because
He's
he's
Wow.
a coward.
coward.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh
He was
god!
supposed to go to Duke. I thought he was going to Duke for a second.
All right, Mike. Have a good night.
Yeah.
See you later. Thanks for hosting. Appreciate
Oh,
you.
he went to Washington State. I guess he was scared to go to UW.
Wow.
He's no.
Because
Do I do it?
He's no.
Give me that one.
He might have been a JUCO product, or I know he didn't start at Washington State. I can't remember where he was. I know he was
He's
at
probably too
Eastern
scared to
Washington.
start. Yeah.
Ah, that was
Yeah.
good too. I heard that one. I heard it. I heard it.
All right.
Yo, where's this coming from?
I have a sound. I have a
Fonz,
soundboard of. I have the Price is Right. Or no,
Yes.
yeah, no, Family Feud.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, that's
I got that one too.
Family Feud, yeah.
Which one do I got on here too? Oh, I got Liam Neeson saying
No.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
I like that one.
I got
Awful.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Oh, I have the.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Awful. I mean, no. It's gone too far.
No, too far is a good one too. I'll save the
everywhere.
I'll save the Family Feud ones for some good ones
Yes.
on here.
Yes.
So
Sounds
I
great.
noticed something a little bit ago. Jay is slowly but surely making Walter Clayton Jr. into Cooper DeJean.
Somewhat, but you know
He's
the
going
guy-
here, which is now a good name for John.
I just feel like
Get it.
we're gonna see a transition in 2 years where you're going to have juniors and seniors be selected in the top 5 because guys are gonna stay for the NIL. You know, the money's gonna
Well,
be too good to leave.
Man,
There's no need to leave if the money's good either until somebody comes along and says, or the NBA decides like, hey, we need this talent back in the league, and the players union makes a new deal and says, hey, you know, like top 10 guys, you guaranteed X amount of money. But by that time, freaking NIL might be out of control. And by the way, Texas Tech is making moves that are changing the game right now. They just became the first school, and apparently other schools like Kentucky may do this, to their board and their NILs came together and merged. So now they're pretty much doing business in a whole
Money
different.
right there.
Texas Tech go out and sign $1 million softball player who beats, you know, softball. They beat Oklahoma 5-time defending champ or something, and they go on to win the national title. So that school has a lot of money to spend, and they're going to change the game for a long time the way they're doing.
You said Texas or Texas Tech?
Texas
Texas
Tech.
Tech.
$1 million softball
So
player.
apparently they have this like tech.
Well, you said
billion-
one because you said won the whole thing. They didn't win the whole thing though.
The softball women did.
No, they
Not
didn't.
Texas Tech.
Oh, Texas did beat them.
Texas
Okay,
did. Yeah, Texas did. Yeah.
Texas beat Texas Tech, yeah.
right. So Texas LSU represents.
Texas Tech had that like the coach that his daughter passed away like years ago, and basically they were playing for him because her number was 12 or 14, and their seed in the tournament was 12. So
Oh wow.
it was like more like that heroic run that you see.
Yeah.
So let's recap of the top 10. We got 3 Duke players, 3 SEC players, 3 Rutgers players,
Thank you.
and we had a Baylor player, and who am I leaving out here?
Because Duke's supposed to have like 4. I thought maybe 4 possible lotteries.
Who was the fourth? Was it
Baylor and
that other
BYU.
guy that hadn't got drafted yet?
Yep.
I wish I was there to hit the button.
That tracks.
I forgot the guy's
Fonz, come
name,
back
though.
and hit the button.
Was it the little muscle bound guard they had, the little muscle hamster guy?
Muscle hamster.
Yeah.
You just been
Muscle
waiting to slide
hamster.
that one in there, huh?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, that little guard. Sean, I think it was Sean.
Kemp?
Sean
God, never
Kemp.
mind. Just forget it.
No, he's Sean Kemp is little. Oh, you're thinking you're thinking
story.
Tyrese Proctor. You're thinking Tyrese Proctor.
No.
Okay, well that's the next highest rated Duke guy.
No,
No,
I don't want
it was, might not even be in the draft this year.
No.
no bird.
No.
I have acquired a set of skills.
Skills that
Oh
make me a
shit! I
nightmare.
didn't know the big guy out of Duke is 18 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a young.
he was a freshman. Yeah.
You know, to your point, like I know you, Jamie, you mentioned the NIL. Like, I'm surprised some of these kids didn't stay. To be honest with you, like even the kid. Trey
Some of them are
Johnson,
making
like,
more.
Like
Could be,
Bears,
Yeah,
Bears could have made a shitload of money if he stayed. They said.
Like what? Like I'm surprised. Some of them, if they would have stayed. They
Well, but
probably
next year
would've
they're
actually-
supposed to try and all the regulations and cap. So if you're still leaving, then you can get into that NBA money. You know, with those max deals. If you actually think you're a good lottery pick, you can get into that max deal for NBA senior IC.
Well, my thing is, how do you control the outside NIL cap? Like the schools pay for the players.
They
right?
have a committee. They have a committee for that. That's
That's
not
what
going
I'm-
to work. But
I'm
they have.
talking about like I'm talking about the outside money that these players are going to get themselves versus what the school is saying. Hey,
Yeah, every NIL deal you sell, you sign, this other group is going to say if you're worth it or not. So if you go out and sign a $2 million deal, they're going to say we think you're only worth $1 million, and then they're going to get sued. So it should be
that's why you can't cap it. Like if it's on your name, image, and likeness, the school can't cap that. That's you and your value as your name that you created.
Yeah, so if you're outside it, but I think where the cap comes in is what the school can offer.
Correct. The cap is the school, but the committee is supposed to cap the other stuff. Like this group is supposed to look at every NIL deal signed and say if we think it's a valid deal or not.
Yeah, I mean, I like it because it probably makes it a little bit more competitive, but I think it's still the smaller schools are still going to suffer.
Definitely.
All across the board, all major sports.
Oh, there he is.
At least Coastal Carolina proved everybody wrong this year in the World Series of college baseball.
Hey Jay, since you were a D1 athlete, and Idris, and I don't know who else, I wasn't, but what NIL would you have gone after for your personal stuff? Both of you guys.
Yeah. You saying like a partnership in general, like something like a
which
brand?
one would you have gone after if you could have, like, if this was a thing when you guys were playing? Both you guys.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a great
Sorry, it
question.
looked like the Chicago kid was crying over
Yeah.
this draft pick.
Food wise, Papa John's because out Kentucky, so I would have gone with the local brand. Papa John's for the rest of my life. Fuck yeah, I'm in, bro.
That's
Sign me
solid.
up.
Hey, I should give me a bunch of pizzas. I'll be
Pizzas at $1,000 a month. I'm in. Where's the picture?
I ain't gonna lie, I would have took like a body armor or something that was on the rise.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice either.
Nah, I would have done what Big Cat Dwayne Robinson did when he was there. You got to buy me a Cadillac. You got to make sure that I'm taken care of. I want a home in Kentucky. I want a home in St. Lucia. I want a home.
Damn.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Jamie's
Yeah.
expensive.
Well, shit. I cut myself short.
I don't blame you.
France.
Pingus.
Two-way forward.
So for the 12th overall pick, the Bulls took French prospect Noah Esengwe.
Top international prospect. The kid's been spoken about all summer long. He has game for sure. Lanky 6'10" kid, can get to the hole, can shoot. A lot of talk that this kid will come in and be kind of a similar poor man's Cooper Flag without the defensive presence, but offensive game is definitely polished.
He's also the second youngest player in the entire draft class.
Mm-hmm.
The first being Cooper Flag.
Oh, Cooper's was 17.
Coop is the youngest. Yeah, well, he's 18. I think he's 18
Younger,
now,
18.
but he played most of the season at 17.
Wow.
But Mikey, funny enough, there's more people that are salivating on another young French prospect that's kind of not considered. It might not be first round, but some people think he might go first round. We'll see. I believe his name is Johan Berenger is the one that they were talking about. 6'11", 235. The kid had something like 77 dunks and something like it was like the amount of dunks he had for the amount of time on the floor. It just didn't make sense. So obviously he can get to the hole and finish. So we'll see who wants that kind of player on the team. Maybe, Golden State makes a reach for a player like that because they need a rim protector and somebody who could finish around the rim, but we'll see.
So what do I don't somebody help me out here with all these trades. This the 13th pick is technically Atlanta, but I guess it's going to New Orleans. Where the hell did that come from?
Oh, is it
like they trade these like 2-3 drafts ago? You'll have to say, but
I was gonna say I don't remember.
I don't remember, but I don't remember any trades in the last few years between the Hawks and the.
It might have been a 3-team trade.
Oh wait, is this the DeJounte Murray trade?
Yes, that's the DeJounte Murray.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Okay, I
forgot. I actually forgot. I forgot Murray got traded to him.
I forgot Murray was a Pelican for half a second.
Speaking of Murray, he came out with a story saying that when he was a rookie, Pop had offered on Pop's dime to move his mom to San Antonio. Yeah, after she had a little bit of a scuffle where in his hometown in Seattle. So,
Yep.
Wow.
You just keep hearing great things.
Pop stories out there.
Pop is the guy, bro.
I mean, you can't deny what Pop has been as a person for basketball.
And
I know.
To everybody on
Yeah.
for every player too.
It's almost like any player that's come through there, because even in here, DeMar DeRozan's stories about him is like
I saw that one about his dad and stuff.
Eye open, yeah. And even like I want to say he forwards his book too, DeMar DeRozan's book.
Nice,
really.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, and DeMar wasn't. It didn't seem like he was that enthused to be in San Antonio, but I guess
because that was the Kawhi trade, and obviously the Raptors won right after, and then
he was hurt.
Oh yeah, no, he was blindsided by that. But I mean, if you're gonna go to play for any coach, I would imagine especially at that point, it's Pop. Like
to think he made a big impact on him. He wasn't on even the team that long. It just shows the type of like guy Pop was with all of his players, from the stars to the bench guys that are there for a cup of coffee. Like the impact he's had there.
Well, really, the Pop thing recently that really touched me was like hearing Becky Hammon talk about him during her Hall of Fame speech. And just like, because you could tell it was more than just like giving her the opportunity and helping her, develop as a coach. It was like about helping her develop as a person. He had a big impact on her as a person, which was awesome to hear too. Cool to see NBA's honoring some of the pioneers from the 50s.
I'm locked into this right now. I'm looking like, yo. Some Celtics, some Knicks in there.
So I'm trying
what was the NBA pioneer that I just missed?
It was three of what was it? 3 of the first African American players to play back in the 50s.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that. Like when they add in history too.
Yeah.
The draft. And Trade A just messaged us saying that's a live trade that just happened right now.
Between.
Oh wow.
Which one?
The Hawks and Pelicans one.
Yep.
Yeah. I see the alert come across, but I don't see, like, it feels like something's missing.
Derek Queen out of Maryland.
Derek Queen.
Yeah, I figured he was going to be. He had to be a top 15 pick. Maybe he was. I'm sure the Thunder are salivating there, hoping he would have dropped it. Great pick.
He looks like the biggest 12-year-old I've ever seen.
That's what I just said.
Real baby face.
Look at that. Stop.
Baby face is
such a cute baby.
Watching Queen play at Maryland, one of the things, and it was something that always kind of stuck in my mind, despite how talented he was, is that I felt uncomfortable with the fact that he was wearing loose long sleeves. Like he was wearing like a turtleneck.
You hated
like I'd imagine trying to play like that.
Hey, that bothered you, Mike?
I don't know why it bothered Mike so much, bro. Mike, he hated the loose white tee, bro. He hated on it.
So you definitely wouldn't have like back in the day where the players wore like the loose baggy white T-shirt that was like bought from like Target or whatever underneath the jersey.
No, that's just like imagining
every
big jersey and the big shorts.
Imagining playing with that on, like trying to play basketball with that on, is just like.
It's like your flow. You keep your flow.
It's different. I get it, but it's kind of like just wearing like when you're wearing the shooting sleeve, except it's for literally just the neck also and everything too. So
I didn't mind it. I mean, I always played.
I don't know, Mike. What do you want them? What do you want them to wear? The short shorts and the old school belt buckle, like back in the day? Is that what you want the old school way?
He want the Under Armour tight joint, like
no undershirt, no.
Those old John Stockton shorts. The day you do.
No funky shoes, no crazy socks. Just regular, no ankle socks too. You want like the mid calf?
No, high top socks.
Oh yeah, the high top. Sorry, the high top.
Like,
sorry, with the striped socks.
He's going to hear this and put on a hoodie underneath now.
Just hoodie queen.
That'd be the day. That'd be the day where you see a player wear like an actual like a thin hoodie underneath it. That'd be the day.
I think it's gonna. I mean, you can't do that. That's gonna cover your name. Can't have a hood.
By the way,
Drew's just thinking for a second. I don't know. That might work.
Yeah, look, anything you can get across the table now, but just do it. Just do it.
I would say Queen is more of a comparison to me of a Julius Randle if they're going to do a player comparison than the other cats.
Superflex teammate.
Yeah, Monteverde at the prestigious Monteverde Academy in Florida.
Special shout out, by the way, for the bucket hat for Herb.
Yeah,
it's a cool bucket hat.
No one's gonna ask if that's my wife or not. Just
I think we figured.
Who's gonna let that a random person just loves your bucket?
I don't know.
Yeah, hey, I love that a random person just.
I am gonna tell your wife that there's some lady hitting on you though.
Wow. That's why you're my favorite brother.
Hey man, I'm your only one. So, you're only cool.
You're number one.
That's her way of saying, "Hey, when are you coming upstairs?"
When are you done with this?
The other Duke player I was thinking was Sean James.
That's so disappointing.
Oh, Sean James. Yeah. I don't.
Now you got to put that comment up right there.
What? My brother-in-law is the worst. Yes, I am. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you, Brittany.
I like that pick for the Hawks. I really do.
All right.
What? Supposedly it's going to the Pelicans.
For the Spurs again. The new coach.
For who? For the Spurs? Oh, it's
He was there. He was the longtime assistant coach, right? He worked under Pop for.
I forgot.
Should have had the female. That would have been a huge move in it. It's Mitch Johnson.
I knew it was something Johnson.
Yeah, he'd been there for a long time.
Was he?
38
about 9 years.
38 years old. Played in Stanford about 20 years ago.
Did he coach for a couple of games when Pop was out? Was that him? That was or was it somebody else then?
I think it was him. I think he had been the
the go-to, like the main guy, first man up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but the Spurs made a bad pick. This Carter Bryant, I mean, he can't even forget his shirt. He forgot his shirt.
What? Nah, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. No, he didn't. He didn't do that.
You figure with all the French kids in the draft, the American kid has the most French outfit for the draft. Way to go, Carter.
Where he from, yo?
What if he literally forgot? Like, he gets on the stage and I'm so like, you forgot your shirt. Oh, shit. My bad.
How did I not notice this? How did I not feel my chains on my chest?
I felt like I wasn't sweating.
Yeah. Wondered why I was the only one that was cold. Carter Bryant out of Arizona.
Yeah, went to Centennial High School in California.
That's a suit right there.
Corona, California.
Centennial Corona.
Or Corona, whatever it said. 6'8", 230. Pretty big guy.
Huh.
Hey, look, Tiggy.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna have to jump on off of here.
Bye, go to your wife.
Good.
Love you, Raj. You're my favorite.
Appreciate
you guys.
Holla, man.
Thanks for joining her.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good night, everybody.
You too, man.
Too.
Appreciate you.
And the first guest has fallen.
Yes.
Free to go.
Who will get the secret?
You just got here.
You need to leave.
Carter Bryant.
So Boston does not make a move with San Antonio.
No, they don't.
Bryant.
And now,
coming up next, the Chaps are on the board.
The reigning champs, OKC, is the 15th pick. How did they get the 15th pick?
Was this
That
the?
has to be still part of the
This
poll.
was
Joe.
from yeah.
No. I think
From the Clippers.
because
Yeah.
I know their pick 30 is the Clippers because that was the Paul.
From
So it must
Miami
have
via
been
the
pick
Clippers.
swap.
From Miami via
Yeah.
the Clippers.
Okay.
So,
So
do you guys think they'll repeat? I know it's early,
Mm.
but
I mean, normally I would say I think they have the talent to. The thing is that, and this was one of the stats they immediately put up after they won 7 straight years of a new champion.
Yeah.
It's gonna
So
be tough. I mean, most teams are going to get better. You're
Yeah,
going to see Giannis enter the West here soon, and I don't know. It's gonna be
I think
very
they're all their guys are staying put. I don't think there's any free agents, so they have a decent shot. But like everyone was saying, though, like other teams are going to get better, But they, there's still a younger team, so they can obviously improve a lot more, though. And yeah, I don't think they don't have any free agents like big ones because they're all under contract for a couple of years.
yeah,
I gotta say, look at me. I was happy to see Hartenstein win for them. I loved him as a Knick, and I was really happy that he won. I was.
I was amazed that his kid was staying asleep during the whole celebration.
No,
He's probably tired.
yeah, he's like, oh god, it's just over with.
I slept too. The entire celebration.
I think they can repeat. I really do. I think they can.
Yeah, I
I
think
think-
they can.
No, but I do think they have a very good shot because of what
yeah,
they
they
have
do.
now. They're not.
And that's what this team was kind of built to do. It was built to kind of develop together as a team that was ready to win multiple times.
Yeah.
Well, I think the
Mhm.
problem is going to come down to what it comes down to a lot of teams is eventually these guys are going to want to get paid. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
Jalen Williams. I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Yes.
get. He's
Because
gonna
once
get.
you have that championship ring, like that's the next thing. Okay, now I need to make sure this bag is secure for the rest of my career. So,
Mhm.
and I think the other question is like in the East with Halliburton being out, Tatum being out, is like, are the Knicks gonna pull it off next year?
I just need a coach. I just want a coach, man. Who's running the team? I don't want the Hornet. I'm sorry. I don't want the Hornets coach. I don't want the Hornets coach running the team. He's gonna. Oh my god, New York media is gonna eat him alive. The Hornets. I can't. I don't even Borrego. I don't even know. Oh my god.
Having a stand like a head coach, minor details. Does not impact anything.
Honestly,
right?
I don't even know anymore. I really don't.
After we just heaped praise upon Greg Popovich,
He literally, James Dolan literally said on Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart's podcast, Thibodeau's not going anywhere. A couple weeks later,
he's gone.
See ya.
I've seen that before with other teams.
I can, as a Rangers fan, I can attest to the fact that James Dolan makes decisions when he wakes up.
I really thought he turned it around. I thought, all right, he matured. All right, he's letting them run decisions. Nope.
And
some people are saying it's because he was busy building the Sphere in Vegas. That's why he wasn't really paying attention to the Knicks. That's when they were good. I'm like, you know what? That's probably what happened. Now that the Sphere is done and over and it's all settled, now he's going to ruin the franchise.
Okay, good. The Sphere is done and built. We've had a bunch of concerts and games and stuff. What's Thibodeau doing?
No, what's Thibodeau? Oh, lost in the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. All right, see you later.
Bye.
So Mike and I got into an argument the other night about he mentioned this is why you don't play him to Halliburton. I want to ask you guys the same question. So I was pretty passionate about my answer. Do you play in Game 7 even if you have a injury that could ultimately put you a year out?
Yeah, because it's literally the last game of the season.
You can't predict. You couldn't. I mean, was the calf in. It was a calf strain or whatever, but you can't predict the Achilles tearing in that scenario.
Even if he gets hurt or injured a little bit.
I mean, yeah, you can, but
not to that extent. So.
Yeah,
Big Perk said
that's why you play sports, right?
Big Perk actually brought up that Kevin Durant did exactly what they're doing at Halley, and this happened. He said it 2 days before when they said in Game 6. No, I'm not saying they shouldn't have, but Perk did call it. He said, "Look, this is the same thing we've seen already. The Pacers are gambling with their star because you don't know what you're gonna get when he comes back, but you know what he is right now. So it's like, do you think you have enough to make multiple runs? And if you don't, you do it." And I guess they feel like they don't because Boston is going to restack. And at some point, Detroit's looking good, and Orlando's looking good. So, and the Cavs are looking good. So it's like they might not get back in 4 or 5 years. So you got to go for it now.
At the end of the day, what you do is you play sports to win rings, win championships. You don't play sports just to now you do a little bit more. Like a lot of times, guys say I just played for the money, but it's very far and few between, right? Like if you're at that level, at that caliber of player, you're playing to win. Like as a competitor, I would have played with a torn ACL. I mean, you see Matthew Tkachuk for the Florida Panthers. He had a torn abductor and some other something on his body, and he played through the entire finals. I mean,
hockey players are different, but yes,
hockey players are nut jobs.
I wouldn't even say hockey players don't need competitors because if they could have repaired Kobe's Achilles, he would have played that season.
Well, yeah,
he could have put a Band-Aid on it and said, "Hey, you're good to play at 50%."
Theo played the Super Bowl with a broken leg. Didn't Philip Rivers play the AFC Championship game?
Terrell Owens played the Super Bowl with a broken leg.
Yeah,
or did you just say that?
Yeah, that's Terrell Owens did, right?
Yeah, and he had 250
Philip Rivers played the AFC Championship game with a torn ACL. So
the biggest
and then you got to credit.
I've been hearing this all over. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Idris.
No, it's my bad. I was gonna say you got to credit the magnitude to the plays that he's made throughout this playoffs too, right? Like he's done some. He's made some incredible shots. Like
he had a very good postseason run. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, like so. My bad. I was just saying though, in terms of just like if you were to get hurt to whatever the calf or whatever case may be, like I'm not thinking about it. Like it's like let's do this. Like let's keep it going.
Right. But I think Jamie made a good point though. Like even when Halliburton comes back, is he going to be the same guy? You know what I'm saying? Like is it going to be the same? So
is the team going to be the same?
Is the team? Yeah, that's another point.
Well, the team won't be the same because there's a lot of guys going to be moving here in the next year or so, and so the team will obviously be the same. But it's more or less you play to win. Like there's no other story about it. I mean, it's pretty simple. And like I was getting on a lot of different podcasts. Are like, yeah, but he could have. What if he ends his career and he doesn't get that generational wealth? It's like, yeah, okay, but if you're going to have to live with that thought that hey, I didn't play in Game 7 of my only NBA Finals, let's just say, if that's the only one, right? And I could have played, I could have pushed it through, maybe at 50%, So, there was no one pulling him off the court unless it was something like that.
And it was also potentially the Pacers' first ever title, and that because if they've been around for right, would have been their first, or did they win one way back?
I don't think they've ever won one.
I don't know. I'm saying like that was NBA, yeah,
maybe. So, but like. It's another thing in the scenario too. Like this team's never won an NBA championship. I could be the hero or be a big part of it. Like that's what you want to do. And he had a good postseason run heading up to it too. You weren't gonna tell the guy like, oh yeah, you're not playing. Imagine if he said, yeah, I'm not gonna play, and they ended up losing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. He would have gotten clowned by a lot of people.
The entire world, the entire world would have clowned.
Everybody would have
got the Kawhi treatment. He would have got the Kawhi treatment.
And just to go back to the draft there for a second, the OKC gets that guy, Thomas Sorber out of Georgetown. Seems like this was depth for Chet. Very similar game, huge wingspan, shot blocker, right? Can make plays, can pass the ball from all over the court. So seems like they were going for depth with Chet. That's a great move. We saw Chet missed about 20 games last year, 25, about the quarterway point of the season. So I think this is a great pick for the defending champs.
A lot of depth, which is shown is very helpful with a lot of teams too.
Yeah.
One thing with Halliburton, didn't he have like a really good start to the game too before the injury? He was like he had like 9 points, like right off the bat. So yeah, like he could have been like a huge part of it too. So that's the thing. Like you play to win, had a good postseason run. It's a Game 7, potentially winning your first title. I don't have the issue with it. He would have gotten clowned by a lot of people who's like, yeah, I'm not going to play and risk getting hurt.
Exactly.
Because it's not much you can say when it goes to all right, he's being safe, or if the team said, oh, he shouldn't play because we want to save him. Like you play for that, right? That's what you play. That's why you do what you do. So if it was game 1 or 2, then be like, yeah, maybe sit out. But yeah, it's literally the final. There's nothing after that. Nothing after that.
And it's a double regret. Play the game and you regret you got the entry. Don't play the game and you regret that my team lost by 4 and what
could have been
both ways, right? Yeah. And you don't want to live with what ifs. It's like, fuck, I tried and this happened. I can heal from this, but I can never ever know what could have happened if I never did, right? So I'd rather live on that side of the fence.
Hey, real quick, I do want to shed light on it. I just recently saw the highlight of when Cooper Flag was cooking in the USA minicamp. And like the fact that he's finally in the league now and they know what's coming. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, in terms of all the guys that know, like, he's here.
I forgot about the Team USA thing too.
Yo, he was frying too. Like, it was right. He might have been the best player in the gym for what it looked like. You know?
Remember when? But now he's better and bigger, stronger, and he controls the ball a lot better than when he did that. That was like a year or two ago, right?
I think that was last summer.
Oh, no, last summer.
Yeah.
Last summer. He's grown. He's played at Duke. I mean, a high competitor, and I mean, dominated college basketball. I mean, I think the league is pretty scared right now just because, I mean, especially in the West. I mean, that's why you look at OKC. They're like, well, now Dallas has got back. Kyrie's going to be back next year. You know, you got Anthony Davis. I mean, obviously he gets hurt a lot, but, you know, I mean, Dallas could be a contender next year. That could be
I think they can.
They go an average 30 easy. You know, that's how he slows the game down to himself, which is pretty cool to see.
Listen, Jason, remember the footage of KG when he was just dominating one-on-ones when they had
the
USA?
The
it's like because Lanky can get his shot off over anybody, uses the board well. I mean, you can't really defend the guy up, face to face either because he's just gonna shoot over you. So he's gonna miss everybody, man. This kid is he is. I hated saying it all year long, but I'm like, by far, I hate that he's playing for Duke, but by far, this kid is head and shoulder above everybody like Anthony Davis here. We're saying he's one of 4 players to ever win the college player of the year in his freshman year. Is Anthony Davis, is Carmelo Anthony, and we were trying to remember the 4th one, and we couldn't get who the 4th one was. We'd have to fact check that on who would have been. I think it was a Kansas player. Kansas man, was it Embiid? Was Embiid a freshman? He won player of the year. I don't remember if it was Embiid or not.
I don't know if Embiid won.
Well, you're talking about drafted. I don't think Embiid wasn't first though, right? Wasn't he?
I thought
no. It's just a.
No, I'm sorry. Because you mentioned Davis. Now I thought you were talking about players that were drafted first and college player and freshman. I don't think
Kevin Durant.
No, it might have been Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it was
Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Zion, and Cooper Flag.
Oh, it's Zion. It's not
Zion. Yeah.
Yeah, big old Zion.
I was very hit on Cooper because, for the last 10 years we've been saying this. The number one pick, number one recruit in the country is going to come and take the world by storm. But when I saw him, play his first couple games at Duke, I was like, wow, the way he just commands the game, and then the mini camp even more. I'm like, dang, he's not even at Duke yet, and he's doing this shit. I'm like, this guy is something.
He's a monstrous defender. Like, he doesn't just block.
So much gap between him,
fourth, fifth row, like how McDyess used to do it.
I mean, I've never really thought about it either.
McDyess, I heard Tony McDyess. I really that brought a smile to my face.
In my opinion, he's 2 times, 3 times better than Zion was at Duke. Like, Zion threw the power down, right? But he's just head and shoulders.
Zion could never score at every level. Cooper Flag can score at every level from any spot on the floor you want and play defense.
Play defense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Low-key getting my marketing bag. He's still keeping the Duke colors alive too. So I don't know if New Balance has something tucked away. I ain't gonna lie.
You can do something with that.
Yeah, this might take off. Making that navy white shoe for you, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Look, he might have had some PEs already he couldn't wear on the court, baby, but he gonna put those out there.
Now, speaking of cheap marketing employees, I'm on the pickleball court the other night, and I met this guy. He said he tore his Achilles playing basketball in his mid-40s. I said, but why are you playing in KDs? He goes, best fucking shoes to play pickleball. And he goes, any KDs, it doesn't matter. He's like, get whatever pair of KDs, get them at the outlet malls, like the earlier versions that are on clearance. He said, we have any of you guys into pickleball. And I've caught the bug for sure. But I can't stop going through shoes. My damn running shoes exploded on me. The other pair of Adidas shoes I have like 5 holes in them. It's not a sport for shoes that you want to last. Your shoes will be gone in like fucking 6 months. So, we have a Chinese pick in, boys.
It's Hansen.
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 Young
It's-
Hansen.
You
All
do
right.
not say
Young
it
Hansen.
like an American.
I don't know.
Definitely
I
not
don't know. That's definitely
His
not
name
a
is
hand.
Hassan
Like,
Young, because they don't
Hansen.
even, they say the first name
Hansen.
last.
Okay.
Hansen.
Anyway, he got picked. Yeah, he got picked by the Memphis Grizzlies at
Did you just
16.
call him Young and Hanson? Oh, Mikey,
Young.
do you have a crutch or something?
Ugh.
I did not say that.
So is he? So he's going to? Oh no, he's going to Portland.
He's
I'm saying
going to
him-
Portland.
I was saying him and
Okay.
I have to say him and Zach Edey. That'd be a really tall, big man duo right there.
Yeah, that's
How
what
tall is
it,
he?
it's Ja and then just Giants.
It's
What is
John,
he,
John Moran,
Ja
Zach
and the
Edey.
Giants.
Oh yeah, Desmond Bane's in Orlando now, chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hyped too.
Yeah, but yeah,
Don't gotta pay no taxes.
Exactly.
Homeboy's big at the
See-
rim. I'm liking
see,
these
this is-
highlights.
See, but this is the weird thing because the trade's not official yet. He's supposed to be going to Portland, but because the trade's not official yet, he has to go up on the stage and
But
wear
the-
a Grizzlies hat.
It's like the Luka Trey Young thing years ago, where
Yeah.
Luka wore the
Yeah.
Hawks one and Trey wore. The NFL does it better, where they do the trade swap
Yes.
before.
Yes.
It makes more sense.
Right.
I wonder if he
He's
gets to
gonna
keep
have
the old hat though. Does he get to keep both hats?
No, I don't think so. I think he's got to give the hat.
I'd want to
He's
keep
not
him just
playing.
for the hell of it.
I would keep it just for like the memory of having it. Like,
Exactly.
I
Dude,
walked
I'm
up
like,
on
bro,
stage.
this is the one I put
This is
on.
the one I wore.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm Memphis, I'm like, I want to keep this kid. This is a better looking Zach Edey in terms of how well he moves.
But they already have the, I guess, not better looking Zach Edey.
Look, I'm
Also-
just saying. I'm just saying though. Zach
But
Edey would.
he's young and handsome, so
I'm
you
just-
think they're
I
gonna-
didn't say that.
I'm just saying. I got to think with Zach Edey. If Zach Edey played in the 1970s, he'd be like the #1 overall pick and the best prospect of
Yeah,
all
no,
time.
seriously.
Like,
Always.
literally, like I just don't let, you got to really think about it. Zach, if you saw Zach Edey in 1970, you'd be like, yeah, best player of all time, #1
Imagine-
overall. Not even
Since-
thinking of it.
Since he's on the TV screen, imagine Yao Ming in the 1970s.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
No, like
Oh, so they traded Coward,
It's dominant.
the
Oh,
Memphis.
yeah. Well, they had already traded the picks, I think.
Well, is it not more fitting? Because a
Oh.
Grizzly is certainly nothing.
So I guess Portland was scared.
I heard. Yeah, I know. I knew it. I already knew. Even from
You heard
my-
it? Well,
I heard
I was
it.
just going to go with
I hope
You can't
Coward
really-
isn't scared
Howard
of
and
Grizzly
Grizzly
Bears,
Bear
man.
in the same sentence. So,
I'll give you that one. So
thank you very much.
Herb says in the comments because he goes, Zion can score at every level: fast food, buffet, fine dining.
and for that, you get the Hakeem Nicks laugh. And Mike knows about the Hakeem Nicks laugh.
Hakeem Nicks laugh, yes. So Uncle Mike is actually also in the comments, guys. Wanted to see what you thought
Uncle
about
Mikey.
had to say. So he's saying, I'm hoping this new class brings a better product to the NBA. Feel it's not about the team anymore, but the individual, not a game that people want to watch, and the ratings show it.
I think
How
it's
were
also-
the ratings overall this past year? I haven't looked like compared to previous years.
Well, the
I know
finals,
I think the finals did the best since like 2019, right? So the
they were
finals
down
actually
from a
did
TV standpoint, but way up from a streaming standpoint.
Yeah.
okay.
I think that's what it is with streaming, and also you can just watch the highlights on Instagram and like TikTok,
Yeah.
whatever. Too. Like there's multiple ways now to watch instead of just watching on your TV at like 8:00. You can like put it on a streaming thing. You can watch it the next day. You can watch the highlights on YouTube. So yeah, it's very it's more spread out now. I would say.
Yeah.
I think like the ratings are like a falsified way of verifying right now, like what the future of any sport is anymore. Because like you said, what audience are you trying to appeal to would be who you want to have a successful benchmark on X platform, right? So kids just want to see quick highlights. Like Halle it was all about Halle. Everybody's like singing, what the Halle? It's like, that find the trademark that associates with the pop culture and run with it. And I feel the NBA has always done the best at that because they have more young guys that are closer to the culture. So,
Yeah, I think too. A lot of that will contribute to the pan out of the face of the NBA too, right? I know a lot of people were saying AE. Like, there's a lot of people that have different opinions based off of who's going to be the face of the NBA and what that's going to look like in the future, right? When it comes to maybe Shea taking it back to back, right? Like, so even some people inputting that Shea can't be the face because he's not American. Like, I've heard it all, right? And it's actually kind of surprising because I feel like he's stepping into that light. But it's also building, like Jamie said, the NBA is becoming younger, right? We got 19. The youngest kid in this draft was 18. So I think the locker rooms being younger could possibly keep the NBA afloat in terms of just what it's going to be from a rating standpoint. And I think if the and not to go back to the NIL, but I feel like if they can keep those top players entering the draft and keep that flow of young players, then it's going to be what we're used to, and I think that's going to be what we all, well, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think that's what I want to see, in terms of just making sure we're keeping that influx of new players and young players,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Anthony Edwards is like,
oh,
go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Raj, go ahead.
I mean, John, I just called you Mike. Wow, you called me.
Hello.
Damn.
Wow, the favor returned.
Hey, Raj, we're gonna go. Okay,
John,
you and I gotta go.
Tom, give us a little Family Feud ding on that one.
my bad, John. You go ahead.
Sorry.
Awful.
Oh, that's the awful one. Damn, I missed the other one. All right, keep going. Sorry. Delaying the game here.
You want to go first, Raj?
No, you go ahead. I'm not going.
So I think the biggest thing is that, anybody can attest to this, is that the thing that I've noticed is that as soon as we get a guy that is starting to take that jump to be the face of the NBA, it seems like the next year they fall off miserably, or they just don't take that role. Like we for a long time we're like Luka, and then it's like, okay, he falls off, and we try to go, okay, is Jokic going to do it? And he just doesn't. It seems like he doesn't care about basketball, but he does, obviously.
Yeah. And
then it's like, okay, now can Edwards, and he kind of like takes a step back, and every time we start to have these guys start to become the face of the NBA, it seems like the next year it takes a downward spiral, right? So I don't know who could be that. I mean, could it be Cooper Flag? With all the hype we've heard about him for 3 years prior, seems to be that guy and he took college by storm. Can he ignite that type of awareness? I think he'll have to go out and immediately start scoring 35, 40 points a game. Not 45, 25 to 30 points a game right off the rip. Like, just take it.
Yeah, but is he going to be able to do that in Dallas, though? I mean, Anthony Davis.
He'll have the ball in his hands more without Kyrie there. So, I mean, he'll be creating as well. So, he could.
So
we know who's not.
It's hard to kind of get that face of the NBA anymore, and because it feels like there's so many. But that's also a plus too, to Idris's point, that I think the game is more well balanced than we've ever seen. Before, remember, we were watching LeBron in the NBA Finals for 10 straight years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people were like, that was boring. So now we're having variety, and people still aren't. I think you just have to either like the NBA or you don't like the NBA. Just be honest with yourself.
Yeah. My bad. You make a great point, though, because I want to go back to the streaming aspect, because now you might want to go stream an Orlando Magic game, right? Go stream a Detroit Pistons game, right? They might not have more of those mainstream games like TNT or whatever the media contracts are now, right? But in terms of that, I think the streaming is now we can go get those games of those teams that we don't normally watch as well.
It's a lot easier nowadays to watch your favorite sports team than it was 10, 20 years ago. So I think the whole nonchalant was like it being individual. I don't think look at the teams we were at. Yeah, Shea won MVP, but the OKC Thunder wouldn't have been there without the team behind them. If you look at Indiana, they wouldn't have been there without Miles Turner and everybody else, the supporting cast, Siakam being there. I mean, Hallie had a great playoff, but he's had great playoffs before, and they haven't got here. So I think this is the most, I guess, diverse NBA that we've seen in a very long time, and it's very exciting to watch. Now, personally, I didn't watch this year as much as I would like to, but I can't sit here and judge and be like, oh, they suck, da-da-da-da. It's like, I don't have room to say that. If you don't watch it on a nightly basis and you just watch 1 or 2 games that are blowouts, it's like, okay. That's like saying the NFL is boring, which NFL can be boring most of the time. So, like, I don't know. It's either you're an NBA fan or you're not. I think that's where it comes down to, when a lot of times this happens.
Well, I think that perception comes from it being a tale of two different parts of the season. I think the regular season is marketed a lot more on the individual and the individual matchups on a nightly basis when you go to watch them, whether it be on a streaming platform or on the national TV games. But once you get closer and then into the playoffs, then it becomes really about the teams, because now we've reached the point where the teams are playing for the prize, as opposed to we're waiting for the teams to play for the prize. So, hey, look at these 2 superstars on these 2 teams.
I guess what's the difference?
I guess don't forget about how important coaching is too once you're making a deep run. So
I guess what's the difference between the NBA and the NFL? We do that on a nightly basis in the NFL. Lamar versus Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. Oh, this guy versus this guy. It's like every single week we do the same thing. We don't.
But the difference is the NFL and college football always market every week as this is the most important game, and
because there's fewer amount of games.
Can't do that because it can't be the most important game as a 1-on-2 because another team could steal home court when they go back on the road. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just feel they get a lot of flack, and we do this in every sport. We do this in baseball.
100%.
Aaron Judge versus Shohei Ohtani. We do this again in hockey where you play, Matthew Tkachuk or Barkov versus Connor McDavid and Draisaitl. Like we do this in other sports. We do this every single time. It's just I feel like the NBA gets a lot of criticism for it. It's like, if you don't watch, it's okay. Just say you don't watch, and that's fine. But like Trey Day makes a great point every single time, and I'm sure Idris probably will attest to this. Anybody that watches the NBA, there's great games on Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not paying attention, and that's okay. But don't say that the league is bad just because they just promote LeBron all the time. And of course, they're going to put he's the face of the league right now. He'll always be the face of the league until he retires.
They're gonna milk. They're holding on to the every day. There's a LeBron Jordan debate online, and they're holding on to that.
Yes.
Correct.
Right?
They are, and
it's getting exhausting.
It's gotten exhausting several years ago. So it's gotten to a point. Like, of course, I'm a LeBron fan, but it's just gotten to a point to where it's like it's subjective, and just pick who you want to pick. That's fine, but don't you don't have to pick them like we're talking about gangs or something. Like if you like, you can like both of them. It's
right, exactly. Literally how it feels on NBA Twitter. Like literally, literally.
Like some people will be like, LeBron likes Taco Tuesday. Jordan would never like Taco Tuesday. That's why Jordan's good.
Jordan ate his tacos on Thursday.
Exactly.
Taco Thursday guy.
Jordan put cigars in his tacos.
They were both great during their eras. They both carried the league. So now it's just like who's going to be the next face. And I feel like Anthony Edwards is who they want to be the face of the league.
Oh God,
he's got the marketability. He's got the athleticism. He's got that dog in him. He can score, etc. It's just he hasn't made it to the finals yet.
Yeah.
Then when you look at SGA, he's got all the personal accolades, but as far as the marketability and everything, I don't think it's quite there right now.
You gotta have the personality.
You gotta have a little bit
of personality.
Yeah, they don't have the personality that jumps out at you to be like, you're the guy that we want to use in campaigns.
Anthony Edwards definitely has it.
Edwards, big time, has enough personality for about 10 players in the league.
And he's not afraid to go. I think the reason why is because he's not afraid to talk. I mean, he's got that Kobe effect where he'll talk shit to whoever. I don't give a shit. Like I'm gonna come at you. Yeah. And then I mean, look what Kobe did in the USA in the Olympics. He ran through his best friend
and pow, like body checked him,
and then he body like clean double. I mean, this guy's like Godfather.
And told his team, "I'm gonna run through that. You know what? On the next play."
Yes, and
on the first play of the game. Sorry.
I think Anthony Edwards has it, but I think a lot of people want SGA and want. Luka, and it's like, come on, do it. It's like, no, this guy is market this guy.
You got to have a player that wants to do it. Wants to do it.
And I feel like there are certain players that maybe don't want to do it because they know there's a certain level of criticism that they're going to receive every time they make a mistake or whenever they lose a big game. They know that social media, the guys from inside the NBA, the guys on First Take, or everybody on First Take is just going to absolutely roast them. And I don't know if some of these guys want to deal with that.
Well, Stephen A. doesn't have room to talk anymore. He plays solitaire.
I think this is an interesting topic too, because when you just mentioned, John, about the MLB and the NHL, and I'm sorry, not the NHL, MLB and NFL doing like matchups, right? That being the headline. I think in the NBA it has a lot to, and I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this, is it has a lot to do with the Olympics as well, right? So when the Olympics come around, right, it's going to be in LA in 2028, right? So America being able to run the table, right, and have the face or whoever that's going to be. I think when it comes to that, using those names, so-and-so versus so-and-so, right, they're going to want those two people to be on Team USA, right? That's gonna be what they want. So that's going to contribute to whoever the face is. And so you make a great point. Cooper Flag stepping into that, and him being Cooper Flag versus whoever that is, and then come 2028, him being on a team like that gives the crown if you step up to every plate that is given to you. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like,
John, sorry to say, Walton Clayton Jr. will not be a Miami Heat because he was a wizard of basketball for the Gators this year. So naturally, he is now a Washington Wizard.
Except for he's not.
He's going to be a Utah Jazz.
He's going to be with the Utah Jazz. They've traded.
I like that. I like that.
Didn't they get Ace Bailey too?
Utah playing.
Yeah.
Utah playing the long game right now.
I ain't gonna lie, Utah might be nice.
And they brought back the purple jerseys. Listen, they brought back the purple.
Yep.
They're good. They're back.
So Walter Clayton, Ace Bailey. I think Walter Kessler's still there.
Kessler's still there, and
Danny Ainge cooking over
They got
there.
somebody else.
The Mark.
I thought he was crazy.
Marketed. They still have Jordan Clarkson, the guy off the
Clarkson's
bench.
still with them. That was a decent 5.
Everyone thought he was crazy by trading Mitchell and trading Rudy and everything like that.
He's building a quietly good team.
No.
Yeah. Danny Ainge built the Celtics back up. I mean,
Yes,
he did.
He's not a dumb guy. He knows what he's doing. So
Yeah, I think he knows a little bit.
And talking about Rudy, the Wolves probably made a good move. They go ahead and risk that pick on the Johan Bezinger, young French kid. Idris, this is like a dream for you. A 14-year-old kid that was pretty much nothing. And in 4 years, he's the damn first-round pick because you see the potential in him. 6'11", huge wingspan, flying over the court, blocking shots. So now you bring in a French guy, Rudy Gay, obviously, French guy, right? Perfect mentor for the kid. And you want to obviously try and get Rudy Gay out your locker room as fast as possible. Replace him with someone who could score at least a fucking 2 points or knows how to dunk the fucking ball as someone over 7'2" when he's near the rim. I've never seen a big man play as soft as Rudy Gobert around.
He also might be a future Hall of Famer because he's a multi-time defensive player of the year. Because that's just the way the NBA is.
God, no, I hope not. Because there's no need.
I mean, hey, like,
yeah.
Sad truth.
Do y'all think Draymond Green is a future Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
I recently had that conversation, and the answer is everyone's saying yes.
It is.
Yes.
If you compare Draymond Green's resume to Dennis Rodman's resume, they're very, very similar. Yeah. And Dennis Rodman made it back in 2010, 11, something like that. So I think Draymond Green gets in.
Yeah, I think so.
Draymond will make it.
Yeah, I mean, he won how many Defensive Player of the Years, Draymond?
Draymond won
3 or
4.
Oh, I thought he won more than
that. Because Gobert has as many. Because Ben Wallace is tied for 4. I think Gobert has 4 too, right? I think.
Oh, yeah, 3.
I don't know. It might be 2 or 3. I don't know. But he's been like first team or second team all defense, like
consistently.
Yeah. And he's got the 4 rings, so he's been 4-time All-Star. So he's got the resume.
Even if he hasn't won the Defensive Player of the Year, how many times has he finished second or third in voting?
He's always a finalist. Yeah, always has been a consistent finalist.
Actually, he only won it once. They're saying here. So Green 9 times in his career has received votes for the prestigious award. 4th time he's been in the top 3, joining a 3rd place finish in 2021, 2nd place in 14-15, and of course winning the award in 16-17.
Okay, I swore he won more than that.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I mean, and he was a pivotal part of a lot of those Warriors championships. If he's
very big part of it.
Oh yeah,
playing the defense that he was playing and being able to be that bulldog, they don't win the championship. You know,
he's basically their Dennis Rodman. Everybody else can score. I'll do the dirty work. So
I'll get the rebounds. I'll grab 30 rebounds and 2 points. I don't care. Like
that's what Dylan Brooks thought he was going to be, but it just never worked out for Dylan Brooks.
So, Mikey, is this an actual pick for the Nets, or is this pick going somewhere else? It is Brooklyn.
I think they're going to make the pick.
Are they?
This is the Nets.
They need
it. So, fellas, I'm going to be heading out. I do got to get up for work in the morning too. So, but thank you guys for having me. I know, right? I know. I really don't want to work. I might just get up and just not show up. I'll just wake up like,
I'm gonna jump off as well for the same reasons. I know
let's go ahead and just give us that sound. Both of y'all just riding out on this even before they
Hey, bro, meet me at the bar. Meet me at the bar, bro, in about an hour.
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go. I gotta get myself together. Thank you guys for having us on.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Go Knicks, go Ravens, go Mets, go Bonnies, and that's all I got for you. All right, see you later.
Right.
Hey, fins up. Who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
All right,
I'm out of here.
All right, Raj.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye, Raj.
Bye.
Later.
There was 4.
Then there was 4. Congrats, Idris wins the guest.
Let's go!
Give you a Stump the Squad dub.
somebody had a bet,
Well,
right?
let's not get hasty here.
Do we have side bets? No,
Mikey loses 1 week. He's like, oh, we can't just keep giving dubs away. Just stop. We don't give those away that easily.
I am also on 7. I'm also on 722 people.
John, did you see? Have you seen Mikey's tactics? Mikey's gone right back to like in 1968. This player's ERA was 3.6 less than this player from the Pirates. Who am I talking about? It's like thanks, Mike. Thanks for making it playable. He's like, well, I want to win.
Jay's just mad because he hasn't gotten any of my questions
right.
right.
Because I'm making it actually answerable.
It is answerable. I literally do stuff that they put on the internet or TV.
Some of your questions are bare shite.
All right, so the next question I have for Idris is, when are you coming to Tampa so we can do a show?
Yeah, I know, right?
Bruh. That's great. All right, I got you. I don't know. I can't say off top right now, but my schedules is changing for the better. So
good.
Yeah.
I'm figuring that out right now. I definitely want to make an NFL game this year.
Let's do it.
We have one of those.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I was like,
We already have 3 teams in Florida to choose from.
Look, I've been wanting to make an NFL game. So yeah, we definitely got.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 teams he can go do now. So I guess we gotta go down.
Man, I went to the Chargers. I went to the Chargers Saints it was the worst game I've ever been to in my entire life. It was like 9-2 at half or 9-3 at halftime.
That one. You were at that one? Oh yeah.
Bro, look, I don't even drink like that, but like I was like, bro, I gotta do something. Like I was like, it's like, bro, like this is not okay. But it was had good seats though. Had good seats.
Oh yeah. I mean, that stadium is unreal, isn't it?
Nah, it is. It's incredible.
You went SoFi, right?
Yeah, SoFi, and then the year before that, or maybe 2 years, I saw. Damn, that might have been Rams Saints. Damn, I went to 2 Saints games. It was Rams Saints. But it's incredible though, because there's really no bad seat in that stadium. The sound's incredible. You watch it from the screen. Like if you're like in a corner somewhere deep, then like the screen gives you your full experience, you know. So it's not.
I want to get out to that stadium. I just can't. I just can't fathom the pricing on NFL tickets. Like I want to go to an Eagles game this year, but it's just because they won the Super Bowl. It's expensive as hell.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and
sound like preseason.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch Jalen on the sidelines. So, yeah, we gotta get you out of here. We can go to an NFL game. I'll take you to a hockey game too.
Yeah,
definitely. I you know what? Nah, where's FIU's in Miami though? Because I want to catch college basketball games too. It's a lot of.
We got South Florida.
Yeah, we got USF.
I was just actually looking. South Florida's got 3 players in the top 100 recruits this year.
Really?
That's what it is. So, Gavin's redshirting this year. But Gavin Hightower is a point guard from LA who just committed to South Florida, but I think he might be redshirting this year. So I definitely want to come check him out however that goes. But he's in Tampa with you guys.
Sweet.
Yeah, we got media credentials from them, so we'll be able to kind of get.
You ever chop it up with Gavin Hightower? Let him know I said what up.
All right, we'll do.
Hey, the plethora of players keeps continuing, man. They just drafted. The Nets just got that guy. They went with Nolan Traore. So another French guard coming out. That's 3 French players in the first round. Since Wemby's first pick, I think that's almost like 8 to 9 French players in the last 2 or 3 years in the first round. So that youth program is obviously doing very good things right now to produce NBA caliber players.
Mm-hmm.
So we reach the Miami Heat pick that they acquired from the Warriors in the massive,
very
Jimmy
messy,
Butler
massive
trade.
Jimmy.
The only reason why they did
also
that contract.
Hold on, am I seeing this correctly? They spelled this Jimmy Butter.
Butters.
Oh, Jimmy Butter. Up top it says Butler, but yeah, down low it says Butter.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not
Jimmy Butter the third. Hey, somebody screenshot that shit.
Somebody getting fired.
Where do you see it?
So when they threw up the graphic for like the full trade, up top it said the Jimmy Butler trade
Not Miami
to the
said
Warriors,
that.
but then
Facility.
under the Golden State Warriors part it said Jimmy Butter the third.
They did him.
I could actually see. Well, I don't know what's the chance of you guys trying to get depth for Tyler right now. You think that's right? You can go with Jason Richardson here. Jason Richardson, son out of Michigan
The
State.
team is in a full rebuild right now, so it's
I might take Asa Newell.
Asa?
Yeah, because if you're keeping Hero, right, you've kind of already got a good guard. You got Bam, who's a forward big man. I guess you have a good wing in Wiggins, but I feel like Asa Newell provides a bigger sized wing to complement Wiggins because Wiggins is a little bit of a.
They're also in need of a point guard. And isn't that Kasparas Yakasonias? Isn't he still available?
Yeah, I mean he could honestly be a good pick. Although, do they still have? No, they have Jovic. They don't have Topic.
Go get Neat Clifford from Colorado State.
You know what?
Idris,
it's funny you said that. I shouted him out when we were talking way back in March Madness when we were doing like unsung heroes on Cinderella teams. I shouted out Neat Clifford. So when I saw that he was in the draft this year, I was like, sweet. Because he had a quietly great year at Colorado State.
Yeah, he was predicted to be a top 15 pick, possibly.
Yeah.
So he might actually be a great pick here.
Yeah. You're not too
late. We're riding out after this. This is it for us.
Yeah, I think we'll let John get his Miami Heat pick in, and then I think we'll wrap it up. It is growing late here on the East Coast, and unfortunately, we all do have work, as the other said.
Yo, they're clowning this girl. See, I told you they're clowning her.
No, it's very dumb. It is very dumb.
Wait, what?
She looks like you could have just held the hat. You didn't have to put it.
She's
on.
wearing it like I can't even do it because my hair's not that big. But she's literally wearing it on the least amount of her hair that she possibly could.
She's trending right now.
I'm not surprised she's trending.
I don't even know who she is. Idris, I'll text you it. You should be like, what the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell?
He beat me to it. What the hell?
So I think we're in agreement. The Heat, whoever the Heat pick here, should be someone that at least can move the ball, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just tweeted that out. Thanks, Idris. And Mike for letting us know who Jimmy Butter is.
Jimmy Butter.
I saw it and I had a double take because I was like, am I reading this wrong?
There
That's
it is,
why I
Mikey.
leaned in.
It's Kasparas Yakasionis. Miami does make the right move.
Miami gets their point guard, Kasparas Yakasionis out of Illinois.
That's not a surprise.
Originally out of Lithuania.
That sounds like Heat.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Heat guy. To be very honest with you.
If he wasn't coming out of college, if he was coming straight from Lithuania, I'd say, oh no, Pat's gonna stash him. He's
And
gonna play here in Europe.
And that grimy type of defensive ball too. Illinois' offense was actually one of the better offenses.
And I remember him from the tournament. He was moving the ball really well. So I think this is a very good pick for them.
Kentucky's a problem. He was a problem for Kentucky.
Yeah,
good shooter too. And he played for FC Barcelona in his young European days.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah.
So he did. Slightly ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
So the Miami Heat get themselves a point guard.
Yes, sir.
And that's the top 20. Nah, gentlemen, I think we'll wrap this up, yeah?
Take it away, Max.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody that joined us, commenting. Thanks, all the guests. Idris, thank you for coming on this week.
Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate you being here. About 2.5 hours of fun and some interesting discussions in and outside of the world of basketball. I appreciate everybody out there for watching. Please stay tuned for everything we got going on at Cinco Squad Pod 05 on all platforms. We got a bunch of great content coming out. We'll be back to a regular show next week. And it's going to be a fun time to see who else gets picked after we're off, who gets picked in the first round and the second round, and kind of how the NBA is going to change from here. And honestly, what other trades are going to get made? Because I feel like we are not anywhere close to being done with some of these wild trades.
We got one pick, baby.
And it's going to end up Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Giannis Antetokounmpo is
Oh God, if he ends up a
just
Laker.
revealed to you by Coach Idris.
All right, everyone. Cinco Squad out. Have a good night.